Hello, everybody. Welcome to Irongeek Cast number 122, Vox Apocalypse, which we're actually cover just a little bit in here, but we got mostly other more technical subjects. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing great on this wonderful Wednesday, having some fun as usual. Yep, yep.
Wonderful Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
How's everybody else doing?
I'm doing okay. Getting ready for a trip down to B-side San Antonio.
Look at you.
I must help it out, though. I'm not like the main video guy.
You better watch out. I heard there's a Darren down in that area.
Dude, no, San Antonio is like 6 hours from me.
Damn, Texas is huge.
Yeah. Okay. So quick fun fact: it takes longer to drive from El Paso, which is in like the westernmost part of Texas, to LA. It takes longer to drive from El Paso, which to Shreveport, which is on the other side of the Louisiana border, than from El Paso to LA.
Wow.
Yeah, it takes longer to drive across Texas than it takes to drive across about halfway across the country.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You're close to where they should build the wall between Texas and California, then.
Oh, yes.
Man, yeah, they should.
I'm still hoping for global warming because once that really kicks in good, ocean levels will rise. California will just,
Lex Luthor and Superman 1 did nothing wrong.
I mean, just in general, yeah, Texas is a huge state. But like they say, everything is big in Texas.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave that there.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that there too. I'm not gonna go no further.
Because there's some other Texas sayings that I'd like to say, but I'll leave that at bay.
This is a family show. But yeah, so before we got online, before we went live, we were just having a discussion on just different companies and how they should be more proactive when it comes to researching their market.
Yeah.
And I just think that, and anybody that's watching online can chime in. I just think that the best way to make a product more successful is not only customers, doing the due diligence, which, you really can't rely on them. They're kind of like, like a nice to have situation when it comes to researching what's important to them out there. But as far as the company, whoever's making the product, you should always, I don't care, there should never really be any downtime. You should always be researching your market. You should always be looking at, hey, what are the customer trends? What are they looking for? So for example, with databases, I'm just going to use database as an example, but if you're going to support the main databases that are usually supported nowadays are, of course, Oracle, your Microsoft SQLs, on the Linux side, Linux, the open source side of the house, a little bit of Postgres starting to emerge a lot more now. And maybe you might see a MongoDB. But if you're a database product, for example, you should be also looking at the market for any type of other whether it's cloud-based databases or other NoSQL databases, or even just like mobile databases. Just in general, you should always be immersed in the world of databases, because when it comes down to it and a company needs something related to like database security, they're going to call you because they expect you to be very knowledgeable in that area of expertise. Am I looking at it wrong?
Or you should at least be able to talk your way through and, fluff it out enough until you can become very knowledgeable.
That too.
Your desk, spend an hour of research, and then go back and talk intelligently.
Yep. Do that dance.
Because that definitely happens.
Are you saying you're a fluffer, Israel? Are you saying you're a fluffer, Israel?
Oh, at times. I do have fittingme.com, and FittingMe does stand for something. So, and you guys know what it is, but it does stand for something.
Hi, Jason.
Yeah. Hey, Jason. Good to see you.
Yes.
Oh, if you guys have noticed, I changed the attire in the office. I've decided to be more modern, more hotel-esque.
I see.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Got the cool pics on the back. You got the Man, you really hooked it up. Got the fire alarm thing up there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going full scale, high tech. Got rid of the heater in the background. My son.
Look at that.
Like play stuff. You don't even see the back door. Nothing.
It's beautiful.
Well, you can kind of see a back door over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Well, I just have my typical white wall, white t-shirt, bald.
Holy crap! This sounds racist.
My usual. I'm messy today, so it's messy Charles.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm messy Charles today.
Messy Charles.
Yeah, as everybody can see, all my little dolls. Not gonna lie, I've seen a live hangout. I was wondering what this was. Just a random binge watcher here, though. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. We just like to come together on Wednesdays to just have a cool time, man. Welcome to the cast.
Yeah,
that's Colton 45 ohms. Pow pow. I like it.
Awesome, man.
Please enjoy.
Yeah. So, how's everybody's week been? We know Charles is on cloud 9 because that's Charles, and that's the freaking day of his life. So,
yeah, and me being silly, you know how I go.
Heck yeah! Like Charles does not have a wrong side of the bed.
No, I can't.
The right side and the wrong side, and Charles, I'm pretty sure he just gets off the bed, and it doesn't matter what side it is. It is the right side of the bed.
Daggone right. You know why? Because I'm just happy to like I said, I feel honored and totally humbled to be able to wake up each morning and do what I like to do. Everything else is a bonus.
Yeah.
So that's just the way I look at it. And I always keep that mindset. Hence the reason for my insanely happiness on top of always been the morning person. So.
Yeah, which that's nuts. Because I'm the late night guy. Like, and now that I have a son, he goes to sleep about 9, 10, somewhere in there. So I actually get time to do stuff after he goes to bed. So yeah, that definitely reinforces the whole late night aspect for me.
Yeah. Oddly enough, I'm up late sometimes with you guys. So I don't know. It's just a built-in.
Yeah, that's because you're already silly. You're always silly, but you get sillier.
I do get sillier when I get sleepy.
Yeah.
Or drunk. One of the two. Yes. So these are two things. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, Darren.
So,
how was your week?
Oh, not too bad. Just again, I was off all last week, so I'm kind of getting back in the swing of things. But
okay,
excellent last week.
Yeah, I've been pretty busy so far this week, so that's good. At least busy at work rather than sit on my ass doing nothing.
Anything fun on your time off? Or
a little bit.
A board.
Did some cleaning of the house to get it ready. Spring cleaning. Well, it was. We are also fostering a dog right now. So that's kind of why we cleaned the house up a bit. Was kind of dirty.
Yeah.
So make sure it's ready for the dog.
Now, do you guys do that often, or is this like first time you?
This is the first time we've done it. We were planning on fostering to adopt, but he's not going to work out of our house. He's too high energy. Yeah. So you may hear him whine throughout the cast. So if you hear a dog whine in the background, that's to him. But we'll still foster him at least till he finds a good home.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay. I've never fostered a dog, so I figure it's easier than kids, but
oh yeah, all easier than kids because fuck kids.
Hey,
but too, I think about my current pup, who got his butt whooped this morning. I walked downstairs before my wife, and obviously my son wasn't walking downstairs, but before my wife, only to find. I love this little umbrella. It's about this long. Button, because whenever you close it down, it compresses, and then whenever you press the button, it releases. The entire thing folds out. Love it. It's nice.
Right.
You know, I've used it for years and years. Come downstairs, only find it completely ripped apart.
Oh.
So yeah, little pup got his butt whooped in the process. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. There we go. Yeah,
Ooh.
see that nice little.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was like he totally did not like intend to do that. It was just straight incidental. But man,
Yeah.
You have to lay down the law.
Every single night, it's like something. It's like, okay, well, what do we want to lose tonight? And man, I'll tell you what, that boy is 8 months old now. And I mean, still full puppy stage, but
Mm-hmm.
you should be learning. It's been 8 months. Come on.
Yeah, ours is about 2 to 3 years old, so he's fully grown. But he's a Rottweiler Basset Hound mix.
Okay.
So
my pup's a Rottweiler Shepherd mix.
So think like full body size Rottweiler, full size head, but short little legs.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So you got the coloring overall?
Oh yeah, he looks like a Rottweiler. You look at him, you think Rottweiler, but wait, his legs are long. What the hell?
He's like a little hot dog. I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
He is a wiener dog, but
he's like an overgrown. It's like an overgrown dachshund. Yeah.
You gotta like take a picture of that, throw it over on the Twitter.
Yeah, I'll send it here shortly.
Man,
I like weenie dogs.
Yeah.
The only issue like with the regular wiener dogs is most of the time, if they get this excited in the tiniest bit, like they will just pee everywhere. Like they have next to no bladder control.
The big concern with them is that they're very sensitive to weight. So they're very easy to get overweight, and if they get overweight, they can have back problems and things like that too because of how they're shaped.
Really?
Like my wife had when she was younger, and it actually it didn't die, but it basically was like that was the thing that killed it. Was it basically broke its back taking a shit because it was overweight.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that could happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah.
That's horrible.
Yeah. I mean, it lingered on for a little longer than it was gone.
So. That's a horrible way to go.
Yeah. I mean,
hey, he went the way he loved.
It's supposed to be like one of your favorite times.
Yeah. He went the way he loved. That's all it was.
Oh, for people new to the cast, of course, you check down in the description of the video. We have show notes, and we keep it ordered and numbered so you know which show notes go with which episode, but it goes back and back and back for a while.
Yup.
Yes.
But yeah. So speaking of notes, let's get into some of them.
Well, real quick, I did want to hit real quick. Some stuff I did in the last week, tech side. So I've been wanting to set up a pie hole for a long freaking time now. So I finally got around to it. Decided not to actually use my because I have a spare pie hanging around, but I didn't want to use it just for a pie hole. So I went ahead and threw it into ESX and got everything going there, and all that looked good. I upgraded. Let's see, what were some of the issues I had? So one of my main Kali system, and okay, if you guys don't like Kali, that's fine. But I run Kali on one of my systems. I actually really like it. It's a Lenovo Carbon X1. I think it's an X1 is what it's called, but it's a Carbon. But I run Kali on it, no Windows, just straight Kali on it. But I had 2017 2, I think, on it, and upgraded to 2019 2. Really rough upgrade. Lost the GUI. So went back command line. Finally got all that sorted back out. But something else happened with it. Oh, install Brave browser on it. That's nice. For anybody who does not know, you can run like Chrome and Brave within Linux. on systems that you are running as root. All you have to do is do the no sandbox. So one of the files has your actual exec in it. And then if you do the no sandbox, then you can run Kali or Chrome and Brave within Linux. So it's kind of nice. Brave, I'm really liking, has the ad blockers built in. So yeah, just FYI, it's pretty sweet. And I'm running Brave on Mac, and I don't really have too many Windows out there, but they do support Windows also. Adrian, how was your week?
Okay, got back from Circle City Con.
Yeah.
I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Ordered a new hard drive for my old box from 2011 because it finally died. Hopefully, I'll get that sometime today and start.
An SSD?
What's that?
An SSD?
No, it's still no.
What? Why?
I mean, I want to spend very little money to resurrect a box from 2011.
Yeah, but still, I mean, 2011, like, my parents have a box from, probably like 2011, 2012. And honestly, like upgrading it to an SSD, I mean, processor-wise, we haven't changed all that much. Memory side, running Windows or whatever you're running, 4 gig to 8 gig, you're good. And you have a lot of performance impact whenever you move, up to an SSD. No, not shaming at all. So what do you want to do with that 2011 box?
No, that's
basically I use it for connecting in and maintaining Irongeek.com.
Okay.
But no, that is true about the SSD. You do take a performance hit depending on what you're doing when it comes to dealing with SSD. I know, it seems fast. Here's
performance hit if you're doing potentially like database stuff, and you'll
yes, you will
lower the longevity of the drive. But if you're not doing database, I mean, there are very few instances where old school versus SSD is going to be preferred.
Yeah. Well, perfect example. So here's how my desktop is set up, right? So I have 2 SSD drives and 2 regular drives. The 2 regular drives that I have are 4 terabyte apiece, right? So those are mirrored with ZFS.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
only thing
if you're doing NAS types of storage, now storage, yes, I'm
I use the slower drives for that.
Yeah, I won't argue SSD at all because
right,
cannot. The price point isn't there, and capacity isn't there.
Now for my OS, like to boot my boot OS, I boot it off of an SSD drive.
Yeah.
Just like, the regular just OS stuff. Now for my VMs, I have that sitting on another SSD drive. So that way, but that's it really. I mean, if you're not doing like anything VM related or like you said, database related, you do take a hit. But anything else, really, you'll be fine with just regular drives, spinning drives.
But see, I don't think for much other than maintaining Irongeek.com and watching albino midget foot porn. So it's a big deal.
Oh yeah, you do need the cycles for that.
It's grainy midgets.
And my screen resolution is still not that high, so it's not like I'm driving a lot of pixels.
Yeah.
For that. Not to mention the midget walls to take up less space on the screen.
Well, I'm definitely not getting a 4K TV or monitor anytime soon. I just think that's a nice to have and not a must have.
Yeah. I mean, like my eyes can only see at a certain size, and
I don't need all those. FreeBSD doesn't care about. It looks just as good without 4K monitors.
Yeah,
that's just me. I like to have stuff that actually works and not all the eye candy. The eye candy. Not only does it cost too much money-wise, but sometimes it costs too much sanity and configuration-wise as well too, meaning time. So
that is true. For me, like whenever I'm doing my job, it's a pain in the ass to work off one screen. But whenever I go to the office, oftentimes I'm working off one screen. But whenever I'm at home, I have the luxury of multi-screen or multiple screens. But Mac does not handle multiple screens all that great. You know,
Nope.
So there's times that there may be a system reboot needed due to freezing. So yeah, there's definitely gives and takes for having, you know, little perks here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm sorry, guys. I got some new. I finally got my shea butter in the mail, so that's great.
Oh my gosh, she's going for the lotion.
No. Yeah, I just opened up my box and I was like, there it is. Finally, the new. I ordered my shea butter and stuff offline. That's what keeps my skin glowing. But anyway, not for me on that one.
It is beautiful, like radiant, Charles. Just amazing. So, out of all the crap out there, shea butter, I think, is like one of the oldest things out there. Shea butter is still like your thing, the go-to, still works best out of all new things found ever for you.
Oh, you know it. Hold on. I have to give a shout out. One of my good friends is in the chat right now. Info Janitor, what is up?
Info
Janitor, fellow Nova hacker in the building.
Okay.
Pop.
Nice. Very cool.
Nothing much, man. We're hanging out.
Yeah.
Hanging out and just enjoying.
The hackers.
Yeah, man. If you ever, I'm personally inviting you. If any of you are ever in the area, we do Nova Hackers every second Monday of each month.
Okay.
If you're ever in the area, you are personally invited. We would love to have you.
See, that's the thing. Like my company, essentially, I think they intentionally keep me out of the DC area. They know I'll infect the area, so I think they intentionally keep me out.
That invitation goes to anyone who's in the DC area. Come on by. We would love to have you. We do some cool stuff, have some interesting talks. Yep.
That's right.
Apparently, and as you guys know, I also do Grumpy Hackers podcast. That podcast came out of a discussion at Nova Hackers.
Nice.
Shout out to Mubix and Seagates. Yep. So yeah.
Is Mubix in that area too?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Nice.
These guys are awesome.
Cool.
So yeah.
Very, very cool.
Yeah. That's enough of me shouting out. But yeah.
Very nice. But yeah.
So, he's the co-founder.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, because you're on there with him, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Grumpy Hacker Steve was just mentioned. You probably caught the good half of what he said.
Grumpy Hackers tonight, 9:15.
Yeah, 9:15. Be there to be square. We'll probably still be going, but Charles dropped off and takes about an hour and a half nap, and then he gets on Grumpy Hackers.
Yeah, I call Wednesdays for me is Hack Wednesday, so I'm 2 podcasts each Wednesday.
Yeah. His wife gives him 1 day a week, and so
yeah, she does.
Maximizes it to the infinite.
Yes, sir.
To the nth.
And speaking of that 1 day, let's jump on to some breaches, my friend.
Yeah, let's hit the breach report.
Breach report. Breach report. Breach report.
I love that intro. That's just awesome.
Let's rock out.
We should trademark that.
You can. I give permission.
That's right. Okay. Not going to hit a lot tonight just because there were, other things. But LabCorp, 7.7 million customers, million consumers. So LabCorp is a medical testing, and Brian Krebs referred to it as a giant. But, oh crap. Wait, no. So the first one and the second one, we will be combining just because I did not read through enough. But we'll jump to the second one, where the actual breach occurred. So American Medical Collection Agency. So they, a breach of about 12 million patients. So LabCorp was included within that, and I will be updating the notes. My apologies. So they work with Quest Diagnostics. Let me see if I can find who all they work with. But yeah, they had 12 million patients' information leaked, and information included credit card numbers, bank accounts, health history, and social security numbers. So if anybody is up for, that's the good news. Lab tests were not compromised. So if anybody's really looking to take over anyone's identity, pick up that leak. It, I'm sure, will probably be available for sale very soon. It's just freaking nuts. Yeah. So, but let's see if, credit card, bank information, AMCA, process of, they're notifying. Whenever Krebs wrote the report, approximately 200,000 LabCorp consumers, but we now know, it's kind of a lot bigger than that. And I'm not seeing where they hired a third-party external forensics firm to investigate any potential security breach in our systems, migrated our web payment portal services to a third-party vendor, and retained additional experts to advise on, probably insurance, and implement steps to increase our system security. We have also advised law enforcement of the incident. I hope so. We remain committed to our system security, data privacy, and the protection of our personal information. But so my apologies again. I will be combining those down into just one. So 12 million strong. So we'll hit checkers and rallies. This is a oh shit moment. Whenever, if you eat at checkers and rallies, which, I'm one of those. This sucks. Point of sale malware was lurking on 102 of their locations.
Oh shit! How many did it actually even have?
I don't know. That is a good question.
I'll look that up. You continue.
Yeah, but within 20 states. And in California, it was dated back to, they're able to track the malware was actually collecting and ciphering off credit card information back to 2015 or 2016 in some California locations. So, I mean, this is a potentially very, very, very long-standing breach. And
look at one page. It doesn't give a grand total count, but looking at the numbers, that looks like a good percentage of them. I dare say at least half.
Really?
Oh yeah.
It listed by
from what I'm looking at.
Arizona has 4, Arkansas 10, California
really?
5.
I figured they had at least like 500 to 1,000 locations. So they potentially only have like maybe 250, 300 max.
I'm trying to find a better number because that has it all broken out.
Yeah.
That's a big deal regardless.
Oh, and 2014 number was 784, so that's not as bad, but still.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Still is bad enough. I mean, people, like I said, we're in a time now that the it's always the breach of the minute. Forget day.
It really is. I mean,
my first actual real job where I paid taxes was at rallies.
Was it really?
I used to be a grillman.
Nice.
Oh wow!
Back in the early '90s.
All right, Irongeek Grills.
Oh, I like that.
Ooh,
Irongeek Grill.
Yeah, Irongeek, the logo with the spatula.
I'm thinking maybe too. Irongeek should do some smoking. Smoked meats.
Oh, okay, never mind.
No, we're not.
I was thinking with the smoking. I said what? Smoke what? The marijuana? Them strands are strong.
No, we didn't go there. I mean, we're not in Colorado.
Matt,
Nice.
shortly. I'm actually watching Amazon's delivery truck, and I don't know how quick a time on the map. And apparently, I'm next for delivery. So,
Isn't that cool?
oh crap, I'm delivered. I'll be right back.
Oh, crap. Adrian's delivered. Finally. I never thought it would happen. Deliverance. All in one point.
Everybody, he's been delivered. So, yeah, but it should be malware of the minute along with breach of the minute. I mean, malware is becoming a lot stronger these days. And
it really is. But, too, you got to think 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
We're not talking malware of the minute at that point. We're talking like malware of the oh shit. How? What is it right now? 6 to 8 months, I think, on average to discover a breach.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking 3 years from start to end.
Well, check this out. Okay, so it's even worse now. Welcome back.
Months. That's absurd. Like, I work for a company that we discover shit like within 30 minutes whenever it's occurring. But even 6 to 8 months sucks. But you're now going into like 3-4 years. Holy crap!
But
and
even
credit cards that have been scanned in that time frame.
But even worse, like now, think about it. So now that you have all of this, right? Now what's even worse, you have AI, you have machine learning, you have all these different things coming into play now.
A lot of catchphrases for algorithms, yes.
Yeah, and what's crazy, all the buzzwords, buzz.
Yes.
But in reality, who's going to be watching them? Who's going to be watching the watchers? Who's going to be watching AI? These are things that a lot of people. These are.
You're starting to sound like socialist now.
Yeah, I know, right? And I'm not even a political dude, but
come on, we got state interference.
Yeah, but if you think about it, break down the piece, because here's the thing: we have a shortage of people. Yes, people. Infogender just said people. We have a huge problem security wide in general.
Yeah.
There's lack of trained staff. Let's start with the people. There's lack of
first the amount of people, and then we'll go to training.
Well, that's the same. The lack of body. I'm just going to say trained people. And I'm just saying the lack of
those people who we actually have who are trained.
Right, but I mean, the people who are trained are pretty much, you could say, like, overworked, because they're doing like probably 3 or 4 projects.
Yeah.
And usually when you have things like that, you can't catch everything. 1, 2, it seems to be a situation where now here's where specialization becomes a problem. Like, say, for example, if you specialize like web hackers out there, right?
Yeah.
If you just specialize only in web hackers, and I've seen this on CTFs too, you have one guy that's just specialized in just only web hacking. That's all he understands is web.
Yeah.
But when it comes to, like, say, a CTF or an actual pen test or an actual situation where you might have to have all hands on deck, the web guy might be just utterly useless when it comes to if it's a network attack, but you don't have anybody on staff that knows networking like that. You see what I'm getting at? It's like a luck of the draw.
Yeah. I mean,
but
dude, that's one of the things that our industry encourages, is specialization. And I mean, it does. And so with that specialization, because where's the money at? The money's not in being a general, like, security person, and 2, like, it is so broad that going deep in any of the realms is incredibly, like, going deep in one realm is difficult, but going deep in separate realms, I mean, is like astronomically difficult.
So
it can't necessarily always be just like one person. That's why a team environment where you take the top skills that each individual member has and combine them together, and then you have a really good product, and
this is true.
a really good team. But I think a lot of companies expect one person to be able to do all of that, and I think it's just
it's hard, yeah,
expectation.
Well, I wanted to touch on what InfoJanitor just said. They are training AI to learn what people do in reference to observational techniques. He saw a piece on this Vice about this very topic.
If you saw a piece on Vice, okay.
Yeah, and then
I mean, because we all know that Vice is the golden standard. I'm not going to discredit anything you are saying. Like, it was probably a good piece, but Vice in general, I think, is crap.
InfoJanitor is hardcore, man. You guys sit and talk with that guy for a while, man. You learn a lot. So, and again, and also wanted to point out, InfoJanitor also talked about one of our opponents does have a massive amount of people. And we all knew that, and we all know who that is. So, yeah.
Yeah, probably. And Kevin, Kevin just backs up what I was saying, that organization expect us to be deep in all the areas. Yeah,
that's true.
They do. And
true and impossible.
Now I'm an SE, security engineer. But in my previous life, I was security administrator. Global company, about 3,000 endpoints, somewhere in there. But I was a solo person. And yeah, I was expected to be the point of reference in every freaking thing security related. And I mean, I did it for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have my stuff like up to speed to submit for DerbyCon. Maybe I'll give a talk on it later, but I've seriously considered doing a lone wolf talk.
You should,
because you have to have some type of a team. You can't be that only person forever.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
And speaking as a former, and this always happens, especially in the Linux community.
Yeah.
In the open source community in general, you always find those shops with that one man Linux army, and this guy is doing DNS. He's doing.
Yeah.
He's doing DNS.
In my world.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll find those
Hello. You found him. I've been there before.
It's so true. Yeah, you're doing DNS. You're doing DHCP. Okay. Oh, you got to configure the firewalls.
So at a previous job, there was actually 2 Linux admins when I started, and one quit, and I was the one left. And by the time I quit, because I was overworked, I was the Linux admin for the whole company. I was the VMware admin. I was a SAN admin, and I was a DR coordinator. And that's why I quit. That's why I quit, because I couldn't fucking get any fucking time off.
Yeah. Because people become so reliant upon you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, I want to get married. Oh no, we need the servers covered. What? Like, no.
You staring at you staring at the altar, and Bind is having a conniption.
Yeah, like I'm
the Bind DNS server.
Laptop in hand, because I'm sorry, I'm on call.
No, as a Windows is
be that person,
Yeah, like Windows admins is bad too, but not as bad as the Linux side of the house. Yeah, it seems like there's always.
Man. I mean, they're a dime a dozen. They teach it in college. You can find Windows admins. Windows is not difficult. It's a fairly easily navigatable system. Linux is definitely not as easy as Windows.
No, it's not.
And if you really want to get to my level of psyche and crazy, be a Solaris engineer.
Or just take shrooms, and then you can reach Charles' level.
Hey, you know what? Now there are a lot of Unix guys that have been in the shroom community. I know it.
You know what?
I know it.
I look at commands like awk and sed, which came out in the 70s, and I gotta wonder how much LSD they were on when they came up with that stuff. You know?
Wait, do you know what's
Yeah.
But you know what's sad? Not sad, but funny. I actually still to this day, I use those in combinations when I'm doing like, especially
LSD
batch.
shrooms.
No, not those. I use a combination of like say corn shell along with said and alk to kind of get a lot of the stuff done. I mean, it's still very relevant, and of course, VI for my Pico people out there. Yeah.
We know. Make sure you pitch VI golf.
Yes.
Wait, that's Vim golf.
Vim golf. Excuse me. Yeah. So Vim golf is pretty awesome. If you want to get your Vim golf skills up, if you want to get your Vim skills up, definitely check out Vim golf. I'm gonna put the link in the Irongeek Cast, and you can play Vim golf at your own pace, but it gives you exercises that you can do in Vim to help with keystrokes and everything else. So, I mean, it's an awesome exercise to check out for all you Unix, Linux geeks, or even the Windows geeks out there that just want to dip their toe into the pool of VIism. I mean, it's a great thing. So I posted a link in the YouTube channel. So definitely check it out when you got a chance.
Yeah, definitely. Like I was playing against Charles, and Charles had like 10, and I had like 1,000. So
yeah, he's awesome.
No, Charles, the goal is lower. You were better.
No. I'm humble. I don't do I just let my keys do the talking for me. The HJKL is just something else for me. But yeah, hey Kevin, yes. Yeah, Solaris, they're trying so hard in places. NIH, I'll cough. Yep. Yep. But yeah, I mean, but again, with Solaris and AIXs, they're pretty stable Unixes. It's just as time goes on, you have to kind of go with the times. And depends on as your business model changes, Linux is a more valuable option now than it was many years ago. Because many years ago, you didn't have a lot of support for the open source community like that when it came to business. It was just more so just Windows. And you had a lot of people that were trying to do different hacks to keep things together. And that's where this whole one guy army Linux thing kind of grew out of, because you had your Perl monks. I mean, the Perl monks were awesome. It was like, dude, you don't need anybody else. You just need me. And I can hook up your entire network and keep it running with just a Perl one-liner. I mean, it was just to the moon. They were hardcore with it. But yeah.
And
Infojanitor, NetWare, yes.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, that was nice.
Ew.
Hey! I am a CNE. In NetWare 5, sir.
I mean, I will admit that no one to date has done a better job of handling print and file shares than NetWare did. That's a big claim to fame. No one's still come close to it, really.
Yeah.
And all you Active Directory guys out there, you can thank NetWare. Thank you. You're welcome.
No, I think you can thank the Unix community for forming LDAP, which Microsoft basically stole.
No. For NetWare designing the directory services.
Yeah.
No, that was a derivation of LDAP. It's pretty much a copy of LDAP with some extra features tacked onto it.
No, NDS was out first before Active Directory, because NetWare had Bind in the 3.12 era, right? Then you had NetWare 4.11, which introduced the NDS, Network Directory Services. And that was exactly how Active Directory functions today. Like you create your orgs, you create your users, you can put all your printers all into the tree. And the tree wasn't even TCP back then. It was IPX and SPX. So you had to have a...
That sounds like LDAP a lot, too.
Yeah, Novell started it with directory services. Mm-hmm. All that in the beginning, and then look it up. I shit you not. Novell started it, and then Microsoft took it to another level with Active Directory, and of course, like with I'm trying to be nice. Yeah, they took it to another level, and And then the rest is history. And then, of course, you got your LDAP integrated and everything else. Now, what Novell tried to do when they tried to copy is crazy. So when Microsoft Active Directory integrated LDAP into Active Directory, then NetWare 6.5, NetWare 6, they came out with eDirectory, which is 100% Java based, and it was 100% LDAP, just like the Active Directory. And yes, I do know they stole it. Damn it. Okay, yes. Info Janitor, you made me say it. Yeah, they stole it. But yeah, but then NetWare tried to come back out with eDirectory, and it was just a disaster. And I mean, Microsoft's been the de facto standard ever since then, as far as like directory services. So yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, Novell started it, but Microsoft damn sure stole it and finished it.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing. That too is though the IBM model. IBM in their like holy shit. I'm now thinking about what does IBM actually do now? But
they're the big blue, baby. They do a lot.
Over the years, what they did was they took a concept that another company developed, and then they would take that and make it just a little bit better and market it as their own. And they did that time and time again, and that's how they like rised up as a company. But yeah, I'm seriously trying to think what IBM actually does now. Like, what do they do?
Professional services. That's what they do now.
Do they do AI? Are they dabbling in AI?
They are.
Anybody know?
I don't think they do much with that. They do a lot of professional services.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, because they used to be one of the market makers out there, and now it's like crap.
Yeah.
I can't even think I can't even think of one thing they do.
Well, I'm curious to know if they're still in the AIX.
Yes, they are.
The business still, because
yes, they are.
They are? Okay.
Cool stuff.
Well, they've been making power chips.
Especially like
yeah. Well, now that also that IBM bought Red Hat, they're going to get more into that too. So
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jack just stated that IBM is a solutions provider for the most part, and a small piece of it is research. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I used to work for IBM a couple years ago, and yeah, they're all services. They're all basically outsourcing specialists.
Are they still making any power chips that you know of?
Oh
no?
yeah,
Okay.
we have power stuff at where I work, and a lot of stuff that's still new. So,
bro, that P6 chip. Oh, sorry, I got excited.
No, they're like P9 now.
Well, yeah, that's the last way I left off of AIX was P6 chip. I was at AIX 6 at the time. This is when I was with NG.
Okay.
But yeah, we did a lot of AIX.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, I forgot about QRadar.
Oh man, we throwing out names out here.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? And I'm sorry, I got to do this. This is important to the community.
Hey,
and it must be shown.
Put the motion away.
No, I have to do this.
I have to do it for the community.
Thank you, Sun Microsystems, for all that you have taught me in the world of Unix. I love you.
Holy shit. Sun.
Yes, Sun Microsystems.
Yeah.
I got that. Yeah.
You got that 15 years ago whenever Sun was still relevant.
Yeah,
that's right.
Back before Larry Ellison bastardized the shit out of it.
Yeah, he did. And then we try to save our butts by doing Open Solaris, and they smacked us.
Well, that was back in the day when Solaris would crash easily, but it also rebooted really fast.
Yeah.
Now it's the reverse. It doesn't crash as often, but it takes forever to reboot.
Yeah, because I just a quick story. Like I said, I did LDOMs, I did zones, and then on the AIX side, I did WPARs and LPARs because they're reversals. I got lucky to be cross-trained across both platforms. So that's how I got good with both platforms and understanding how AIX works and the P5, P6 chip series. Again, these are things that are invaluable. I'll never forget. So Yeah, I just didn't get an IBM cup. They took them. I think I took off from work one day, and I came back. There was no IBM cups for me. Everybody act like there was no more. That's what I get for not being there, right?
Yeah,
happens.
That's what happens whenever you go to Starbucks and spend like 4 hours there.
Hey! I'm in rehab for Starbucks. But anyway,
I don't think you are. You're still going. I mean, first you got to admit the problem exists, and I don't think you've ever.
But I don't need. But I don't need Starbucks to jumpstart my day. I just like the taste.
He can quit it anytime he wants to.
You know what? That's what they all say. So yeah, but
he still keeps going.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so
with that,
yeah,
with that
so many
Apple, and Proxmark, and he's a happy Charles.
Yeah, I enjoy myself, man. I love that. That's why I say Wednesdays is my hack day. I love being on the cast, talking with you guys and gals. There's gals watching on, about different subjects and different things that go on the InfoSec.
Yeah, there's this Jack on here. I think that Jack that may be a gal.
Jack's awesome. Jack's awesome. If you meet him in person, hilarious guy. Seriously. Kept me laughing the whole time when I went down to DerbyCon. Speaking of DerbyCon, any cons, what are the next cons coming up? Irongeek, what we got?
I'm going to be heading down to B-Side San Antonio here shortly this upcoming weekend. That's on a Saturday.
Ooh, get your brisket.
Then I'm trying to think about actually had Texas barbecue. And for everything else, I'm pulling up my show notes. My con notes, ones I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a bunch of ones coming up, but after that, for me, I've got Show Me Con on June 13th and 14th. Then
okay.
Cleveland. Show Me Con was in St. Louis, so technically St. Charles, Missouri. Cleveland, obviously, it's in Cleveland on June 22nd. Yeah. YSF is in Dayton, Ohio on July 13th. And then,
okay.
FYI, that's the one that Charles goes streaking at. So, be aware.
You can't prove that, but
yeah,
but yeah,
on 6th and 8th, and besides St. Louis on September 21st, and that's all I'll cover for the time being.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, with DerbyCon, I'm coming to show up and show out and have a good time with my brethren and sisters. Yes. Yes, I'm super excited for that. And anyone, whoever's watching right now that's never been to a con or a local meetup or anything, I encourage you to go to support your local meetups, support the B-sides, support the cons. But if you can't get to the cons, get to the B-sides. If you can't get to the B-sides, get to your local meetups. Yeah. There's 3 levels to this. So if you can't, because I know money could be a situation or timing or everything. If you can't get to your the cons, and there's more to life than just only DEF CON and Black Hat, the major cons. There's a whole list of cons. Just go on irongeek.com. It'll show you everything. But if you can't get to the cons, definitely support the B-sides. Go to the different B-sides in your area. If you can't get to the B-sides, then you got your local meetups. There is a Linux group somewhere. There's a hacker group. There's a hack space in your town near you or the next town over. But you too can be involved in this community. That's how you get involved with the community, just by showing up, meeting new people, and contribute. I don't care if it's a tutorial or how to secure a Windows 10 in your own words. That's contributing to the community. I felt impelled to say that because just based on the conversation that I've had earlier in the week with people, how to get into Kevin's making me laugh. But yes, just based on the conversation that I had earlier in the week.
What you'll have on is more than what Charles will have on.
That's not true. But yeah, but I had some conversations earlier in the week, and I saw a couple of people on Twitter asking how can they get involved with just InfoSec in general, how can they contribute and everything else. And this is how you do it. You support your local meetups. maybe try to join an open source project. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, then again, just come to the meetups, just meet people and just watch and observe. And you'd be surprised how far that takes you and what lanes that will take you down. Personally for me, like I said, I learned a lot personally just by going to Nova Hackers in general. And before Nova Hackers, I was at 757 Labs, Hackspace. I mean, and learned a lot from those guys down that way in the Virginia Beach area.
That's definitely cool. And, Cole, you said you can't get out to cons all that much. Yeah, definitely hit up irongeek.com. It also puts it out there. Since you can't get out there, definitely Irongeek, you can have kind of like that con experience, even though you're not able to physically get there.
Exactly. And just to point out, Infogender said a great thing. If there's nothing in your area, start one. You never know how far it may go. Nova Hackers started with 2 people.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. If
2 people,
there's really secluded areas, and we have InfoSec people everywhere. So definitely, if you want to get into InfoSec, you're already in InfoSec, throw it out on Twitter. I'm in such and such an area. We can meet up at a restaurant or wherever, that's accessible, nearby. If they're interested in lockpicking, throw that on there, whatever. But, the sharing of information, because the internet's awesome. You can learn a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of information and information security that doesn't show up on Google, but
nope.
Whenever you speak to an individual, new techniques, new ways of bypassing security, if you're on the defensive side, which that's the realm that I came from, different ways of defending. It's rough. If you're not a people person, try to be a people person.
Seriously,
get out there and try to start something if there's nothing around you.
And I want to point out a couple of things. Infogender said it's so true. Iron Geek brings the cons to you. So if you got a phone, I don't care if you're in the library, fire up that website and go learn something. Yeah. You got it.
Yeah, and there is an eclectic amount of information on there. I mean, Adrian, how many years you've been doing this? How far?
2011, but I did a few before then. My earliest one I think was 2000. Conference was 2008. Before that, I just did tutorials, which I haven't done on my own for a while. But
I mean, we're talking over 10 years worth of information and different thoughts. I mean, there is a boatload of information out there. I mean, a stupid amount.
Yeah. And here's the thing too. Again, the small ones are important because you get so much information, and you'd be surprised. And if any of you guys that are on the that are watching right now, if you meet me in person, we can always have a conversation. I am approachable. We can talk about anything.
No, you're not, because that one time I tried talking to you, you wasn't listening.
Oh, Jack, that's not true.
that was just a racial bias.
No.
Well, and I'm not hard to spot in a crowd because I'm probably the loud one. So yeah, but Carolina Con, shout out to, I'm Con shouting out today. Carolina Con. Oh, and for all you ShmooCon goers, ShmooCon Epilogue, thrown by Nova Hackers. We had an awesome time earlier this year, excuse me. Thanks, Infogender. It's the smile.
Yeah, Carolina Con. That's what's been going on for years and years and years, but I've never been to,
what, Epilogue?
Yeah, they have their own video stuff, and put it this way, it's a long ass drive for me from where I'm at.
But you are always welcome. But and that goes for everybody out there that's listening. You are welcome in this community. Come on in.
Yeah.
The door's open for everybody. There's not for a selected few. You don't have to feel like you're not an elite and all this other stuff. We don't care about that stuff. Just come in, have fun, be positive about what you're doing, and people will help you.
Yeah.
And so the community's always been a place where you can come to get help.
Yeah.
We're here.
Yep.
Just come check us out.
And two, like, one of the things I rarely see at cons is kind of the intro stuff. And
that's the catch-22. Sometimes people complain about, well, this is very basic, but someone needs the basics.
Yes. I mean, because that's the thing that people have to realize. We have people coming out of college, people just getting into the industry. And so even doing like some of the basic stuff, like we need to make sure that and some cons will still do this, where it's still like, the 101 course. And some other cons don't, but just that information sharing and being able to if you've been in InfoSec for, more than 3 or 4 years, you've already covered that 101. But if you're able to share that to somebody who's just coming in, like that's awesome, because it's not always readily available. People coming into InfoSec oftentimes will kind of have like the blinders on. They are so focused, like, I have to be a world-class hacker, and no, you don't. There are so many different sides of InfoSec. There's the side I don't like, the flip side, the numbers people that audit. I don't like audit. I don't want to work in audit. I have never worked in audit, but that's of my own choosing. But the side of InfoSec, all the way over to, we are going to decimate your entire environment within 24 hours, no questions asked. Like, we do this. It doesn't matter what defense we have. We are going to ransom.
That would be pretty loud.
There is the entire and everything in between. So if you are just coming in, but two, if you have a couple years of knowledge, like everybody coming into kind of like that 101 level of the entire, thing of InfoSec, like there's knowledge that you can share. And, there's very few people I know in InfoSec. Like, I know a couple who are like, I'm the freaking best in the world, but, they suck. But there's very few who will not share information. Most of the people in InfoSec are very open to share information. If you have a problem and there's a way to overcome it, like they'll share that. So I mean, InfoSec as a community in the grand scale is really, really awesome. There's obviously individuals that are outliers, but as a entirety, like it's pretty freaking awesome. Anything you want to do within InfoSec, like if you reach out and ask people questions, like there are answers out there.
And I want to say this too, blue teamers, get your butt in here too. Come on in. The door's open for you too. This is not just an offensive thing. Yeah. It's a defensive thing. Yeah. It's an everybody thing. Come on in, blue teamers.
Yeah.
Because the only reason I say that, because I've run into several blue teamers that say, well, I'm a blue teamer and I just don't think that the conference is for me. Yes, the conference is for you too. Come on in.
So here's one of my big arguments for that.
Yes.
To effectively do blue team, you have to understand the red team mentality, which means that you need to get in and actually red teaming, because how are you going to Sun Tzu back in the day, to truly know, to be able to defend against an offense, you have to know the offense. So to effectively blue team, you need to understand like how they're doing that. Whenever you, blue team sides see a script, a PowerShell script that's been obfuscated and whatnot, and is now running to command, like you need to know how to read through some of that. So you need to know some of these tactics that red team uses. Just not on the red team side, but even generalized malware side. How they're breaking in, make sure you're staying current on things. But two, on the red team side, you need to know blue team. So if you're going to go in and hit an organization, like you're not going to just like pop that server and be able to pwn an organization. Like, you're as a red teamer, you're looking at all the defenses they have. You're scouting them out. You're looking at who the individuals are. You're looking at LinkedIn profiles for what defenses and defensive capabilities they have in place, from former security engineers, systems administrators. You're looking at all these things. So from a red team side, you're like scoping out the defense that they have. So from the blue team side, you also have to understand the offensive capabilities.
Yeah, agreed.
You're not going to go in and expect there to be next to no defense, and you're going to go in and look. You have to look at it kind of as a game, because they are going to bring the defense against you one way or another, and they may modify the defense while you are in action.
which is awesome. I mean, all this stuff is just learning. For example, recently I just joined a threat hunting team as well too. So when I'm not doing pen tests, I'll be doing threat hunting.
Yeah.
Just to get better with defense.
Yeah.
So I am truly a unicorn. Purple. Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm giving up on the whole trying to educate people who are blue team.
No, don't give up on me.
Or at least some of the dummies that I've been dealing with.
Oh man. Well, you know what? Like I said, now I don't know what type of people you're dealing with, but are they just not curious? Are they just having a hard time with the material, or or they're just not trying?
Okay, so I had to tell this guy why it's a bad idea in 2019 to run Telnet.
Oh, never mind. Wow. Okay.
Wait. So are you talking like security person or sysadmin?
This was a security person.
Okay, throw him back.
Okay. So
yes, and yes, that Telnet port was exposed to the internets.
Of course it was. Why wouldn't it be? Shodan picked up on that really quick.
You know what? I'm gonna put. Can I get a T-shirt that says "I like slip"?
Oh shit! He finally shows his face.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Tux! Oh my god!
Tux! Holy crap!
Yeah.
Just 12.
Tux.
Well, I also got a camera feed on my microscope too. Sorry, I saw all that. So I thought my ALSA was broken, but really what happened is I had the mixer on my audio interface turned from like digital audio workstation to the input, like all the way to the input. And so like I heard like Israel sneeze like slightly. I was like, that's kind of weird. And then because like a little bit of signal was passing through, even though the potentiometer was turned down all the way down. So yeah. Dumb does dumb. Yeah. So I've been optimizing my setup here. That's $6 webcams from Micro Center and 640 by 480 glory.
I'm a big fan of Micro Center. Hey, Janner said tap out while you can. Yes, that's often a good thing.
Oh my goodness.
And Bob, yes. Yes. Oh yeah. It's Telnet over VPN. Not
a risk.
Of course not.
No, this was Telnet to where I was able to pull the username and password. Just all sniffing the port.
Well, can I use slip, Jack? I just want to ask, can I use slip?
No.
Can I use a slip protocol in our network?
No.
I heard it's the thing to do. like 30 something years ago, but it's still relevant. Slip.
Wait, are you talking
okay
like a no, I won't say that.
Slip.
No, I won't say that.
Okay, you know what? Fine. I'll take off the slip and put on the PPP.
Hey,
Ooh,
whatever floats your boat. You are
I'm just saying, since slip is a little harsh, I'll go with the PPP.
yeah. Triple P all the way.
Yes, I remember slurp.
Yeah, dude, he used to get those at the 7-Eleven every freaking day, and finally Starbucks emerged, and then he completely left.
Oh my goodness. There's InfoJanitor said there's plenty of websites that people have where there are just dump sites for stuff they stole and aren't. Oh my goodness. And they aren't protected.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That, like, honestly,
plenty.
If you are stealing information and releasing it, security comes down to like things that we want to protect. If you are openly giving it out, like, what's the point in protecting it?
There is none.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever we come to risk assessments, and a lot of organizations, as much as audit and risk I try to avoid, there are definitely certain points that I think are, valid.
Yeah.
Because that kind of runs into the compliance. For me, compliance is like the base. That is not security. Compliance is just the base. Like, to actually get secure, like, you have to go like so many freaking steps above compliance. It's not even funny. But from a compliance standpoint, actually evaluating as an organization, as a company, what are your crown jewels? What do we need to keep safe to run as an organization? Email, maybe, probably. Customer data, yes, but evaluating that information. And the vast majority of organizations do not fully, comprehensively evaluate that. If you're using like a PAM solution, like a CyberArk, a Thycotic, something like that, like, freaking awesome. Like, good for you. If you're on the CyberArk side, I'm sorry. Like, CyberArk, if anybody from CyberArk is listening, your product works amazingly once it is fully configured. It takes professional services to do it. It's a pain in the fucking ass. And anybody who has to support it, I pray for their soul, because I had to do it for years. Thycotic, from what I understand, is a lot easier. Beyond Trust, one something, there's other stuff out there. But, access control is definitely needed. But identifying what those crown jewels are, like, you as a company need to do that. Because if there's stuff that nobody gives a crap about, why are you putting all these defenses around it? Put the defenses around the information that is actually pertinent to the company. If you have, just a nothing database that is absolutely nothing, like literally nothing, which I've seen companies where it was nothing. It did not have customer data, did not have payment information. It did not have anything like that. Like, why are you trying to fully, secure that thing? Like, screw it.
Because everybody wants to protect all the things.
Yeah. And you don't have to protect all the things. You have to protect the things that are company pertinent, that are profit pertinent. But and we talked about this before the cast start. Like, you have to protect the things that make the company money. If this is something that is, just nothing from a company perspective, screw it. Like, put some basic stuff in there, but don't spend your hundreds of thousands of dollars on it. Like, segment the stuff. Put the proper solutions in place. Analyze it from a risk perspective, and if it contains no data that is HIPAA, that is PCI, that is anything else, compliance related, credit card number, social security, like if it doesn't contain any of that, if it is just basic, nonchalant, everyday workspace information, screw it. Throw that out. Like, I mean, throw it behind some of your general defenses, but not like your hardcore stuff. Like, make sure your hardcore stuff hits the hardcore stuff. Sorry, my rant.
That's pretty hardcore, man.
I mean, everybody has to defend every freaking thing. You don't have to defend every freaking thing. Like, there's just stuff you do not have to defend. Like, at least like in depth, yeah, it's behind a firewall. You've taken one or two cursory to it. You don't have to go all the way to like a full-blown PAM solution for something, absurd. Like, you don't have to spend that money. Like, get those crown jewels, identify them, work with the compliance team, work with risk. As much as I really hate to say that, work with them, the number crunchers, and find out what is important within the company. Because there are things that make the company money, and there's things that the company does not give a shit about. And find out what those things the company does not give a shit about, and protect them to a certain point, but do not spend the money for like the low level stuff. Okay.
And don't be afraid to do a oh fuck, what was that I did? Don't be afraid to do a resource audit, because you'll be surprised at what could be considered what you don't think is a crown jewel that could be considered a crown jewel that's a fucking linchpin, kingpin, whatever that's holding your network up.
Yeah.
And if you don't do those asset audits, how will you know?
Yeah, I mean, make sure you still have the defenses in. If it were to be used as a pivot point, but sorry, that, like, I see so many companies try to throw, like a CyberArk, PAM solutions, network access control solutions against like nothing, like these certain areas that like nobody cares about this at all. So yeah, just identify everything A to Z. Work with your compliance, your audit, your risk people. Find out what the company actually cares about. Because you as a security person, I mean, at the end of the day, what the company cares about is what you are supposed to care about. And sometimes that will go outside of security. Because the company may care about something that you don't, and just like that's something you still have to secure. There has to be a solution for it. And if there's something the company does not care about, like, you can bring that up as a point, a discussion point, whatnot. But if the company overrides you, that's the company decision, and you end up having to go with that. So, but yeah. Sorry, my soapbox dropping down.
So I found something also interesting, and I've been playing around with it. And I know you're gonna be like, I figured you would see this and have fun with this. About Vim execution code, where you can get reverse shell through Vim.
No, dude, I missed that. Really?
What tweet?
Hold on, I'm about to put it in there.
I was off Twitter all day.
Has this been around for like 1,000 years? Or
this just came out, I think a couple of days ago.
No, well, it just came out.
It's
the ability to do it. How long has it been around?
It's on an older version of Vim. I've tried it on 8. Well, I had an older version of Vim. What they were talking about that was vulnerable, which was 8.0 1283, where you can actually do you can get a reverse shell by just opening up the shell text file, and with it's several commands you can put a. So here's the proof of concept right here. I'm about to put it. And I'm going to talk about this as well too. Oh, sorry.
Hit us up with that talk.
This is the POC right here.
The POC.
Are we looking at your screen, or
as the POC?
Where is it at?
No, I put it on the YouTube URL. It's the link.
The chat.
This is the POC on YouTube.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just for people to check it out. And but I tried it out. I tried it out earlier today, and it actually works. Depending on now, the only version I've tried it on was the one that they were talking about with that was lower than I had it on Vim 8.0. Just as a test. This also affects Neo Vim as well too. So you can get a reverse shell. So I did exactly how the POC said to do it. You're actually putting in a system call for a reverse shell, a bind shell. And what I wound up doing was opening up that while listening for the specific port with Netcat. I actually opened up that shell.txt in Vim, and it gave me a remote shell to my box, to my Unix box. Yeah. So that it does actually work. And the way to fix it, you have to disable the no modes lines in VI or Vim, excuse me. So there's a mode lines that you set in your Vim RC config file. So in order to fix it, you just have to do set no mode line in Vim for all the Vim guys out there and gals. So that's how you fix it. Yeah. Thanks, Bob.
That's interesting.
Yeah, the demo was pretty awesome. That's how I said, oh, shoot, this is pretty cool. So I've been playing around. I was like, what else can I do with this besides just reverse shell?
God, that's horrifying, because like just the fact that can happen means that like you could be like trying to audit some source code, like, oh, it does this thing that I wanted, on like, you find this code on GitHub and it's like exactly what you wanted, and you just want to check, make sure it's legit, and then that happens. That's
pretty slick.
That's pretty slick. Yeah, not gonna lie, it's pretty elite stuff. Dang.
I'm trying to find all my wireless drivers for this freaking almost 10-year-old box.
You guys like my microscope, by the way?
You got a real pretty microscope, boy.
Thank you. I also got a second mic over by the scope, so I can like be soldering over here and like talk. It's cool.
Interesting.
I'll be doing some casts about some electronic-y things in the future.
Okay.
Oh, do you have a hot air station as well?
Of course. It's the cheapest, crappiest one, but it is a hot air station. Yeah, so I got and it has a shitty soldering iron with it. It's pretty much only useful for surface mount, and then I have a Weller for like the big stuff. So it's pretty legit, because I do IoT stuff, and I actually have at work had to break out my iron and rework a couple boards that we were shipping because we're relatively new, young company. So yeah, I do get to play with some hardware sometimes.
That's always good.
Yeah.
See, that's something I like hit up too much. One of the guys I know out at Dayton, Ohio, does a lot of just hardware hacking,
Yeah.
all the way down to, like, he has this portable oven that he takes with him just about everywhere. So like he'll like throw the boards within the oven, you know, get it hot enough so we can take chips off and then like run through the chips. I mean, it's, yeah, that's definitely not an area that I have delved into that deeply. I mean, like whenever we said, you know, security is very, very large. Like hardware hack, there are not a lot of hardware hackers. And then from hardware, then you even go more specialized. You know, then you start talking like car hardware hackers. You know, and like shipping containers. You know, and just there's just so freaking many.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun hardware I would love to play with. Right now, I brought home some boards that got damaged in shipping.
Yeah.
So the technician had so many of a backlog that he was gonna rework that it's not even funny. So because I don't know what shipping company we use, but man, they suck.
I would recommend the German company, also known as DHL.
So DHL, yeah, they're pretty decent. Maybe they're using FedEx because they break everything.
I would go with DHL.
Yeah.
Because I've never had issues with DHL, and the issues that I did have.
DHL is a German company?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, the D stands for Deutsch.
Really? I had no clue. Huh. Okay. Because DHL, like, what was it, like 6-8 years ago? Like, almost, like, fell under here. Like, DHL, at least in my area, does nothing. Like, literally nothing. And they're slowly, like, building themselves back up. But, yeah, I had no clue they were a German company.
Yeah, now you know, because they gobbled up Airborne Express, a bunch of other small logistics companies, and then they all branded them DHL.
Oh, interesting.
So that's why like in the mid-aughts, you know, around 03, 04, 05, that's why all of a sudden DHL just started appearing out of nowhere.
Yeah.
America.
Very interesting.
They appeared here in America.
They were like, yeah, like DHL back in like, you know, maybe like 2005, 2010 era, like they rose up and like I was seeing them everywhere. And then I mean I think they almost declared bankruptcy or something.
Yeah, because they were charging so very fucking little to ship shit. I was shipping tons and it was literally pennies.
Yeah. Like, yeah. And they almost went out. But they kept a large enough, I mean, it was small presence, but a large enough presence that they could still like sustain and try to like rebuild themselves back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Huh. Good old Germans. Never had a clue. Okay. What? Okay. And that is it with the breach report. Now, Box Apocalypse. Was that an Adrian?
That's an Adrian thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a bunch of channels getting demonetized. This guy named Steven Crowder, he does comedic comedy and let's say political videos.
Yeah, he's cool.
And he was
conservative bent.
Carlos. It's not Carlos Mencia. It's Carlos something else. And you know, Carlos would produce various things for Vox, which is kind of a clickbaity far left. Maybe you see a lot on Facebook.
Yeah,
he was doing a video on he's done a few videos of him. But Carlos had a video saying that basically the media was right wing in general, but try to tie everything back to Fox News. And Steven Crowder was tearing that video apart. He's part of fewer videos in the past. Yeah. Also, Carlos has in his Twitter bio, at least did, that Tuckerson was a white supremacist, and also Carlos also encouraged people to throw milkshakes at folks, Well, Carlos gets bent out
You
of
know
shape.
what? I think Sargon almost kind of had it coming though, so
No,
I'm just gonna say.
Sargon is great. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he gets bent out of shape because in the videos he makes fun of Carlos's lisp, and Carlos openly announces he's gay. His Twitter handle is Gay Wonk, and there was a lot of things being made fun of. And I'd say Steven Crowder is pretty politically incorrect. Like even his friends, there's a guy on it called Quarter Black something. I can't remember the guy's actual name.
No, it's oh no, it's someone else. I was thinking of Not Gay Jared.
Not Gay Jared, and another guy, Asian lawyer Bill Richmond. So that's the kind of comedy they do. But Carlos gets all pissed off and starts trying to get YouTube to get Steven Crowder in trouble. Then there's some attacks on advertisers, and then apparently YouTube is now pulling advertisement from a whole lot of different political channels.
Yeah, that's interesting.
This kind of thing happens from time to time.
Yeah, what's the African American lady who's like right wing leaning, and you've mentioned her in the past.
Candace Owens?
Yes. Yeah, like she got banned from, it was either YouTube or Facebook, and then like whichever platform it was, they were just like, oh, that that was a mistake, and they reinstated her account.
But not as much of people up in arms on various sides up on a Twitter, mostly going after Carlos because of the reaction caused a lot of spillover to other people's channels. So that's going on. I don't know if anybody else knows more about it. I've got a link to Sargon's coverage of the event in the show notes if anybody wants to know more about it.
Nice.
I'm sorry, Sargon. That campaign was such a train wreck.
It's actually kind of fun to watch his interviews. I think he generally did well in his debates.
No. He his inability, his decision never to apologize for anything really backfired.
I wouldn't say it backfired because I don't.
You don't say. Why would you go on Twitter and talk to a political opponent, a female political opponent, and say, "I wouldn't even rape you"? Who says that? Who the hell says that?
He didn't do it on a television show or anything like that.
And then he defends it on television. And
wait, who?
Say you were an idiot and move on. He can't. He has too big of an ego.
Dude, apologizing to these people only brings you into more shit. So I think he was right.
I know, but I don't know. Just the whole campaign, like his optics were horrible, and a lot of people were throwing some pretty a lot of shade his way. A lot of literally he had made such a bad reputation for himself that people wouldn't even show up to debates with him. Like opponents.
I saw him debating with people like on the streets and so forth.
Yeah, he kind of he copied the change my mind kind of segments that Crowder did. He kind of did the same kind of format there. But yeah, I don't know. It was it was a bad look. Like, I mean, Paul Joseph Watson, supposedly one of the guys that was like on, like, had said, yeah, I'll support your party. He like at the last minute, jumps ship and supports the Brexit party. I mean, it's bad. It was bad. And then he half the lines he said sounded like they were like lifted out of Starship Troopers.
Yep, I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Heinlein,
hey, come on. What's wrong with Starship?
No, it's just like come on. Like, no one is gonna take you seriously, dude. I think he was like trying to be like little, he likes to, he likes to feel like he's really smart and clever, so he does these things. And it's kind of blown up in his face a few times over his YouTube, and then turned political career. So I don't know. The guy has an ego, a ginormous ego.
She didn't make a whole lot of it until like 3 years later when he was actually running for MEP. But yeah, he didn't get what he was running for. Then again, no one expected him or Count Dankula to get anything, and nor Robinson, who ran out independent, if I recall, he also ran for an MEP.
He destroyed the political basically careers of all the people that were running on his ticket. They will never get into it'll be always an uphill battle. Oh, you ran with that guy on UKIP? No, it's
I don't think it's gonna be
tainted
that.
everyone else like forever. It's bad. It was bad.
Nice.
Yeah, he definitely got the most milkshakes, and they even like went one beyond the milkshakes, and like they started throwing fish at him.
My milkshakes bring everybody to the yard.
Oh yeah! Oh hell yeah! Hell yeah! Yeah, but oh man, it was an embarrassing campaign. He got, I mean, if it was like a little, I don't know, his humor was just not good either. So like that didn't help, and like he got like a whole 3% of the vote. I mean, come on.
Yeah, he didn't get a whole lot.
Come on, it was 3%. No, 3%.
Wish he would have won it because it would have been such lulls to see him in European Parliament.
I don't think he like triggered the libs very much. I think he just made an ass of himself. I don't think he triggered.
Did you actually watch the on ground?
Yeah, I saw him. I think he did more. I think the making an ass of himself, like, did more than the triggering. I think he was more than offset by the.
In all the bits I've seen him in with people on the street, he seems to do pretty damn well. Because most people only knew about him from what they saw in mainstream media and hadn't really watched his videos.
Well, yeah, I mean, a guy, you know, his subscribers are all over the world. Like, it's not like he has like 1 million+ subscribers in Britain.
I'm not sure
lots of them are here. Lots of them are maybe in Australia or in, you know,
whole lot
somewhere
of
like South. Yeah, a lot of U.S. subscribers. Yeah, it was. He didn't. I don't think he had a ginormous brand in his country, and then
he did
kind of run, and then because no one really knew who he was, and because he said these outrageous things, like he didn't have like the brand like the Donald had. Like, you know, he didn't have that big of a brand, so he couldn't. He tried saying all these outrageous things with like half the people not even knowing who the hell he is. It backfired so hard.
Well, I think this video covering the Vodka Apocalypse was pretty well done. And if you don't want to watch his, there's also a bunch of other ones out there. If you just look up the hashtag on YouTube, Tim Pool's been covering it in multiple videos.
You guys don't know who the god of YouTube is?
No.
It's Montezon.
Montezon.
Yeah. Montezon giveth and he taketh away.
Did
yeah.
Did Indiana Jones discover Montezon?
He might have. So Montezon, so he takes away your monetization, right? He's Montezon.
Okay.
He's he works in mysterious ways. Montezon.
Now, Buggun got demonetized before this one, but YouTube is kind of finicky about who they monetize and who they don't. Like I said,
yeah,
all those guys
Montezon.
get milkshake folks and also
aren't they doing by like subscriber count and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Well, no, they rounded off the numbers of the subscriber count. You can't see the exact number anymore. I think that's what happened.
I mean, but as a channel admin, you should be able to, though, right?
Maybe.
I'm not sure how precise it is, but I can definitely find one.
Yeah.
Well, like they shut down like the Avenue, like the API endpoints or whatever the Social Blade things were doing to make those pretty graphs. You know, the infamous, you know, PewDiePie versus T-Series graphs. Those are no longer possible because I think they shut down those API endpoints.
Okay.
So you can't see exact like numbers anymore. It's like rounded off to the nearest. It's a pretty high number of significant figures, so you really have no idea how fast someone's gaining subscribers anymore.
Yeah. Hey,
they're really
Tux,
they're really pushing the traditional media.
Check the side chat, and do not comment.
Oh my! Oh. Well, yeah. Okay, fine.
You're welcome.
No, it sounds better if I gotta sniff it. It's like a. You know,
I mean, I know you love smelling that mic. Hey.
Oh yeah. Well, if I turn the gain up higher, then it picks up all the background noise. But see,
I did low key.
Yeah, I know. I don't care. I don't mind poking a little fun at myself here. No, I know.
There you go.
Anyway, the thing about that particular subsection was just there's a whole lot of shitstorm going on YouTube, though I'm fairly safe because my YouTube is pretty much all technical videos.
It's entertaining though. You know, it's like the new soap operas, but you know.
Oh, by the way, check out Steven Crowder's recent apology video, where basically he lists a whole shit of a lot of offensive things, but also he said over the last couple of years. And it's a not apology video, but it's kind of
sorry, not sorry.
But
gotcha.
I mean, not to spend a lot of time on it. What are some of the offensive things like that people find offensive?
I think he referred to Carlos as like a lesbian queer or something like that.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah, maybe.
I could.
Yeah, he called him a lesbian queer. He joked about his sexual orientation.
Well, he jokes about not gay Jared, I thought, or does he? He jokes about his too.
No one complained about that.
Hey guys, get ready to head off. Grumpy Hackers, I'll be back on later on.
Cool.
Later.
Grumpy hackers.
Hey,
You're making me grumpy.
We love your negative attitude.
I know. I am such a walking symbol of false advertisement.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, like Dunkin' Donuts, you are their promoter.
Thank you.
What?
Yep.
I don't get that reference.
That's from if you're a Street Fighter 2 fan, when Chung Li wins, that's where I get that from. Yep.
No, I was talking about the Dunkin' Donuts thing.
Or if you ever watch The Middle, you know, the youngest son used to do yep all the time too. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't watch The Middle. I watched SpongeBob, a lot of SpongeBob.
Hey, The Middle was actually a pretty good show. The woman from Everybody Loves Raymond, the wife, Rebecca something, was on it. And the guy from Scrubs, the janitor from Scrubs, was the husband. I mean, it like the middle class. It was a pretty good show.
Yeah, I think I heard someone talking about that show, but I don't have any kind of streaming subscription. I just watch YouTube now. So that's all I do.
Really? You don't even have ghetto Netflix?
Yeah.
I have the opportunity. My sister offered to like let me share her login, but I was like, eh. See, I don't even have an HD TV, so like I have to go grab like this Raspberry Pi here, this like old one with like the one that still had the RCA jack, like the original Pi. Like that's how I'd have to plug into my TV. So I just decided, eh.
You know, pies are like, you know, $30 or less.
Yeah.
I have an army of these things. I have other ones. I have every Pi. I think. Yeah, I have a 0W. I have this original Pi, the B plus after it. I have the 2, the 3, and then the 3B plus.
And yet
you don't have a monitor that supports HDMI?
Dude, what? Have you ever plugged in a Nintendo 64 to an HD TV? It looks like shit.
It does, but I can still play it. And I could care less because I can still play it.
Yeah, my TV was free. And it's
okay, but I mean, you don't have a monitor that supports HDMI. That's what I'm getting at.
I do, but I want to. If I'm gonna like watch a show, I want to do it from my comfy couch. Okay, I like standing up at my desk, like I'm doing now when I work. But like, I go to the living room when I want to chill.
Your desk.
What?
You do not sit down. I mean,
no.
You do not stand up.
What? Oh, I don't have a. I literally don't have a. Like my desk isn't like one of those fancy motorized ones. Like
exactly.
I jerry rigged it. Like I put some like crates underneath it to make it taller, and this is where my desk is now. So
yeah, but
I better not get fat.
Right?
What?
You sit at it though, right?
No.
Okay, then you need to get a bar stool. They're like $10. Go anywhere.
Why would I want a bar stool?
So you can sit at your desk.
Okay, actually, I lied. I do sometimes. Sometimes I put some stuff underneath a chair, and I tried that, and I'm like, eh.
Okay, get some pallets that will jack your chair up, and then you can sit at your desk.
Okay, so I got back. I have a sitting desk like at work, and I just leave it in standing mode all day.
Yeah.
Like, so I stood for like 8 hours today, and now I'm standing somewhere.
Yeah. So once you come home, you should be able to have some, tux love, and be able to sit once in a while.
So I used to do that when I used to ride my bike to work, but then I got my car back.
Love.
And now, I like the tux love. I just since I got my car back, I've just been, I feel like that's eating some of my exercise, so I gotta like compensate. So
Why? Do you drive a clutch?
No, I used to.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
now I have this crappy '96 Corolla, and it's I got 354,000 miles on this baby.
I mean, honestly, like I'm a Chevy guy, but hot damn, like not necessarily the newer ones, but the old school Toyotas. Holy crap! Like you could get some serious freaking mileage on those, as long as you do not gun the crap out of them. Like you can get some serious mileage on.
Well, I got a sensor that's going bad, so if I gun it, it'll go, it'll like surge because so I have to fix a sensor, and I'm just lazy, so I just drive it slow on an already slow car. So people just hate me. I just don't drive on the highway.
But most of the time, those sensors cost
they're cheap,
like $50-$60 at most, and
it's the labor to get it installed, though.
I'm just a lazy bastard, and all my tools are at my parents' house. I live in an apartment now, so I don't have like my fancy rolling toolbox that I put in their garage with all my car. Shit.
And then don't forget that some of those sensors sometimes have to be fucking programmed. Fucking pain in the ass.
They usually come ready, but you have to make sure.
No. Well, don't fuck with any sensors in a brand new Dodge Dart. Just don't do it.
But not
I do miss
Toyota. The sensors are programmed. They are not gaining any information past what they get from the manufacturer.
And so they have like an EEPROM on them where you like program. That's some bullshit.
Well, the ECU has to get flashed, and they flash it every so often for updates.
Wait, so the ECU needs to get programmed, or the sensor needs to get programmed? You guys are
usually the ECU.
Yeah,
that's usually the one that receives the sensor data.
Yeah,
that probably is EEPROM or flash as well.
Yeah, the ECU, like if we take a car into computer terms, like the ECU is going to be the BIOS.
Yeah.
And so ECU is what will get like a firmware update, a BIOS update type of thing. Very rarely are you going to actually see a sensor get any type of an update.
Yeah, well, that's why I was confused, because you guys said you needed to update something in the sensor, and I was like,
depends on the sensor, and like if you replace it, because if you replace it one that's compatible, you won't have to. But if it needs an ECU flash to be read, then you're gonna have to replace that.
I don't mind paying like $20 extra if it's like compatible. I'm just really, really lazy. That's all. I just haven't bothered to do it yet. I've had the car back for like a total of 2 weeks or something.
That's good. I mean, that's step one. You're really lazy.
Exactly. That's
one, and now you can start moving on.
Exactly. This is all good, nice and good, but I'm really lazy. So, and I haven't found a new mechanic near where I live that I trust. So I just haven't, it's not insanely, it isn't gonna rip me off. So I've just been, I'm too busy. Yeah.
And Bob, yes, that is weird that I would say a stool out loud. I totally agree. Thank you.
You need to check your stool. Maybe your stool isn't very solid.
I was actually referring to you and your stool. So,
Oh yeah, stop talking about my shit.
Hey,
that is not appropriate for the stream.
It's hard to not talk about it. Consistently bring it up.
Yeah,
Tux, I wouldn't even talk about your shit.
And Adrian talks about a shit ton of shit, and he won't even talk about your shit. Okay, what's next? Circle City.
I had a good time. Drove up on Thursday, hung out with some friends, got video set up with Irish Jack and some other people. Had a good video team. Things went pretty well. Biggest video problem we had, well, one, Alyssa's talk, the slides froze, and I wasn't there to reset the capture device. And then we had one where I didn't get everybody trained quite right, so we have 6 minutes of sponsors splash before you actually can see the rest of the video. But other than that, things went pretty well.
Yeah, and that's up in that's in Indy, right? Like where at?
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 tracks at its maximum. 2 the first day. Of course, closing up rooms together or opening up rooms together for keynotes and such. But it turned out pretty well. They had a hardware hacking village in there someplace. There's CTF going on, some lock picking, and Indianapolis is kind of a nice town. Expensive fucking parking, but then again, I mean, it's not like as bad as like Chicago or DC, so I guess I can't complain too much.
Yeah,
I think I was
so
only
like everyone's
Evie's sometimes on, but Evie wasn't. Evie's not been on the cast for a while, but Evie was there.
Well, do you know who Phil Grimes is?
Yes, Great Babe. He was one of the organizers.
Yeah, what was he there?
He was there.
Yeah, like I haven't heard. Like I'm friends with him outside of stuff. I haven't heard from him for like probably 4 or 5 months. Like he doing good?
He's alive.
That's
Him and Dr. Mirasek are apparently stepping down from heading it up, and I think Odd Job and Alyssa, not the same Alyssa I mentioned before, but a different Alyssa, DNS Princess, are taking over
okay.
next year. So
because like Phil is just a freaking awesome guy. Like he's just cool. What? Give me one moment. I got to think through what I can and cannot say. But yeah, he is definitely a road warrior. Very, very cool guy. And I just haven't heard much from him in probably like 5-6 months. So awesome.
he lives still.
Yeah, good. That's what I always like to hear.
Yeah, I got a little bit behind the scenes video up on my YouTube channel. And I linked to that in the show notes if anybody wants to know more about Circle City Con.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually hoping to hit there. Like, how do I put this nicely? Did you go into the expo, the vendor area at all?
Well, the fine vendor area, because I mean they had sponsors and so forth.
Yeah,
there really wasn't many people selling
area.
Was it now?
Yes, the sponsor area.
Yeah, I went by the sponsors area.
Did you see like TS or BD there?
I don't recall seeing them.
Yeah, because I don't think we've ever been there, and
they have.
They haven't in the past.
There's some people from TS there.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, because that's one of those cons I wish I would have gone to, but never think about it like in time. So, maybe next year we'll be there. So, we'll see. I mean, how many people are there? There's probably at least like 800.
I want to say closer to 700 this year.
Yeah, I was going to say like 600 to 800, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, I think they continue to get a little bit bigger, and at the size they are in the venue they have, the Westin, it fits pretty well. It's not like people are asshole to elbow.
Yeah, I mean, because it's one of the few cons actually in Indiana. So,
well, for now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yes.
I've been contacted by 3 raccoons wearing a hoodie about doing videography for a con down in Southern Indiana in September of 2020. But more information on that later on.
Yeah. That sounds like an interesting con. I definitely want to look into that a little bit more.
I guess we can go on with whatever else we have in the show notes.
Oh, cool. Okay. So vulnerable stuff. So yeah. macOS, synthetic clicks vulnerability. I threw this in here, read up on it as you're able to. I mean, it's Mac vuln, so just have at it. Weekly bulletin. As you know, we've been throwing the US cert weekly bulletin in here. There was one. Let me find it real quick. Remote. There was a remote code execution on. not that one. There's one I want to make sure to hit on. I mean, there's some IBM stuff in here, but there. Oh yeah, Tor. Let me see if I can find Tor real quick. Tor. Yeah. So Tor browser before 801 has information exposure vulnerability. It allows remote hackers to detect the browser's UI location by measuring a button width. Even if the user has a don't send my language setting. So, I mean, like, I found this one interesting. The button width, like, just the scale of the button. And they're able to pick up on this and determine, information based on the button in Tor,
So
the width of it.
does that also happen when you have JavaScript disabled?
I would figure so.
Oh, well, that sucks because lots of the more security conscious Tor browser users are going to be running with JavaScript off, and if this could somehow post to this, well, no, if it posted to the server, is there a way to do it like gracefully and quietly without refreshing the page?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not. I don't do a ton of this.
I mean, because like a hard coded button's not gonna, or at least should not be JavaScript side. So yeah, actually,
right.
You're talking more like HTML5, like type of
Does it
programming. And that's one of those vectors. And until I saw that, I was not really thinking of that you could fingerprint, browser, stuff like that based upon the characteristics of it.
Sure, but like,
and just even like the actual like button size. So,
but, like, how does it get back to the server? Does it post to the server? Like, is it a form? How does it end up back?
That's why I post articles for you to read.
All right, well, I'll have to read that because I just can't imagine. I would be amazed if they did that without JavaScript and scared, very scared.
Yeah, I mean, but even like button size and everything, I sure in the hell hope they did not do that Java side. Yeah, that should. I'm hoping, expecting that that's not Java side.
JavaScript side.
Yeah, like I can't expect. Yeah,
I don't know.
I hope not. I really, really hope not, because that is just freaking dumbass if they did.
What do you mean? Oh, because most more people, huh?
If they were to do that JavaScript side, I mean, that is just absurd to do at this point. Like we have HTML5. Like there's no reason to do that.
Sure. I guess I just haven't read up enough on the newer web standards to know if they if it has a feature to like send things back without a refresh, an ugly refresh of the page or something.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because you can do like all kinds of nifty like forms and stuff that post data back, without any JavaScript whatsoever.
Oh yeah.
But like I don't know if there's a way to like quietly like send something while the page is still open, without JavaScript.
Yeah.
It depends on what objects you have embedded, because you could do a keep alive that way. Keep alives are server side, so that's independent.
So wait, so that would be like as the so if the user like navigates to another page, you would get the position as it loads the next one. Is that what would happen?
Well, it depends on how you have a keep alive configured, but from what I understand, if like you load another page, that keep alive would stop working. The connection would close because the browser is a different window now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and the vast at least the keep alive, you can still do that cookie side. So
yeah, that's set on the server. That's independent of whatever page you're loading.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to. Do they have a proof of concept?
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to look on that one. I don't know for sure if there's a POC yet.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd be curious about that.
I know you are definitely curious. Okay. Next up, weekly bulletin. I'm not going through it. No, the weekly bulletin is what I just had up. But yeah, as usual, patch your crap. If you're security, you probably, if you're in a medium to enterprise size, you're not in charge of patching. Make sure you make systems and network aware. And to this is, side thought. Make sure you have leadership in line with patching. I think it is 73% of exploits utilize unpatched systems. That is almost 3/4 of all exploits are, mitigating unpatched systems, whether it be network or systems. Work with directors, CISOs. I don't care who it is. Like whoever is above you, if you are in a security role, make sure you get that authority. That you are not in charge of patching. You should not be in charge of patching as a security person. Throwing that out there. You should not be in charge of it. Network should be over networking. If you're a lone wolf, I'm sorry. I'm going to write a talk about that, and I will present that talk eventually. But if you are, security-minded, you are in security, you're advising of patching, you should not be in charge of actually patching the vast majority of systems. You may get some of your security-related systems thrown over to you, fine. Accept that as long as you are not patching all the systems. But, just make sure that you have the alignment with leadership that patching needs to occur. If you don't have that alignment, that should be one, whatever priorities they lay down to you, that should be one that you are working towards implementing upward. That patching is a priority in your environment. Right there, you eliminate 75% of all the threats that are currently coming in. Boom, done, easy, patching. So, yes. Another one of my little soapboxes. Sorry.
Well, okay. So if patching's supposed to be that, how are you supposed to show your management number? By running a compliance report, by saying that we have many systems out of compliance and these are the patches that need to be applied, and that whatever section is in charge of that needs to come up with a remediation report.
If you, so yeah, that is a good question. So if you have management that is not aligned with patching, so yes, there are a couple different methods. Most come from the pen test side, and what I will advise comes from pen test side. Either one, getting pen tested, and being able to show that you are completely open to getting compromised. Two, where I talked about that blue team, red team interaction, where your blue team, your defense, and having some of those red team skills. Coming in, making sure you document that you did not, make sure you don't take out the environment. But actually doing a proof of concept pen test on the environment to validate a thought, whatever you want to call it. If there's a patch that is not in place that is being exploited in the wild, come in, run. Because if that's the case and you're not patching you're probably not looking for like standardized shit. I just lost Meterpreter, Metasploit. So you're probably not looking for like regular standardized Metasploit stuff either. Like, play around with Metasploit for 2 or 3 days, and then run a Metasploit payload that's not going to, like, you know, completely code your environment and take every freaking system out, but be able to move throughout the environment and show proof of concept. But run a Metasploit module that shows proof of concept within the environment and actually give information to the decision makers that shows, yes, see, if something were to come in, execute something similar to what I ran, it can move within the environment and do X, Y, Z. Does that work, Jack?
If you think it'll work.
Yeah, I've done it in the past.
I'm just always handing off lists to, you know, when one of those machines get popped, I'm like, hey, I've been telling you guys about it for months.
Yeah, I mean, but too, that's why you, or, okay, so we'll go down the point of no return. So you are the internal guy. Guess what you do? You bring in a contractor, pay them a stupid amount of money to do the exact same thing that I just said, and everybody will take the contractor mindset and opinion to the nth degree, you know, because they are a contractor and obviously they are the subject expert, and they'll be done. But you paid a shitload of money for a contractor to do it, exactly what you already did. So it also depends on management. Do they trust the people who are working for them, or do they trust a contractor above who is currently working for them? Because you will see that in organizations all freaking day long. I will say something 1,000 times and nobody does anything. Nobody bats an eye, but a contractor comes in who's a, you know, quote unquote subject matter expert, runs the exact same thing that I already did, and then all of a sudden they ran it one time. Oh, now it's gold. This is what's going to happen, and there is always that route.
And those magic tools that contractor used, we got to get our hands on it. We got to get people trained up on how to use this magic tool.
Yeah. Guess what? Already did it. Wrote it to you months ago. But the contractor word, oftentimes, and I hate to say it, but in our industry, the contractor is like a freaking angel in our industry. Holy crap. Like, yeah. If you can convince management to bring a contractor in, Will, that is the most beautiful ringtone I have ever heard.
Somebody's got a pixel.
Will, honestly.
I do, but I'm muted, so you hear it go off.
But yes, honestly, yeah, that's the unfortunate part. As a security person, you will find this will happen to you at some point in your career. A contractor will overspeak you, you know, and you will say the exact same words that the contractor says verbatim, but the contractor holds more value than what you say. It's going to happen. It happens to everybody within the security industry.
Happens in other industries too.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we're security focused. But yes, sure. It definitely happens in other industries too. But yeah, the contractor will hold more power and influence to a management group than you will. So if they do not go by your word, I mean, and literally, I have had times in the past where I had a contractor come in, I gave them the exact script that I ran, and they ran it and submitted it to management and presented it, and management, made a freaking 180 due to it, when I had presented the exact same thing, the exact same way that the contractor presented it. But since it was a third party and it was a subject matter expert, they trust them over the internals. So that does happen. It's unfortunate. You are as smart as quite a few of those contractors. I know a shit ton of contractors, and I guarantee you're as smart as the vast majority of them. I know some very smart contractors, but I know some who also are not as competent. So, yeah, I mean, they run the scale. Wherever you're at on your security kind of lifespan, from, a noob to, God mode, contractors are on the same time span. So, yeah. Storytellers contract. Yes. And gaming. What is the Vox Apocalypse? I don't know.
That's literally what Adrian was just talking about, except for it's is he did he go back and watch earlier on the stream?
What was that?
We talked about it earlier. It was it's the shutting down of political channels on YouTube with the smiley.
Why are
they gaming ones that are controversial?
They're not shutting them down, they're demonetizing them.
Yeah. Like I said, you guys just have to remember that Montezon is a very jealous god, in that he works in very mysterious ways, and he'll take your monetization, right? He'll take it all away, because Montezon, he's very we don't understand how Montezon works. It's beyond our feeble, our small-minded understanding.
You may not, but others may.
the honestly big real talk though, the moderators on YouTube, I mean, there are a bunch of them, and I think most of the inconsistency is just because I don't think it's all handled by an algorithm, right? I think that there are a lot. I know there's like an army of human mods, and sometimes they feel like shit one day and they just are like demonetized.
It's a combination of things. There's no possible way humans can cover everything. YouTube is too massive.
Well, and also I think they get paid by for reviewing these cases. I think they get paid by like how many they can get through too. I swear they do. Some of these mods, I think they get like
for the non-volunteer.
I'm sure they have quotas. So they just want to get through this shit, I think, really fast.
So you are saying that the YouTube moderators are more akin to a police officer looking for speeders.
Mall security cop.
Oh yeah, they're more like I'd say more like a mall security cop or something. Like I wouldn't put Yeah.
Okay.
I have a hard time really drawing that kind of analogy. I see why you'd say that, but it would be more akin to assuming use it like people complain to the mall cop that every single kid in the store is some kid in the store is causing trouble. You don't know which one, so you have to investigate every single kid or some crap like that.
It's Macaulay Culkin. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I don't know. There's no clean analogy for it.
No, it's definitely Macaulay.
I can't think of one.
Yeah.
No, but yes, it's Macaulay Culkin, but you don't know that ahead of time. That's Mr. Mall Cop.
No, I totally know that. It's always going to be Macaulay Culkin.
I didn't know that the mall cop was also in Home Alone. Interesting.
Well, yeah, I mean, Paul Blart, mall cop. I mean, he intended to be on Home Alone 2.
Oh, was he going to be one of the goofs that hit his head a bunch?
Yeah, that's the hope and dream. I mean, that would Paul Blart plus Macaulay Culkin. That could be a fun series.
Well, there was the Angry Video Game Nerd did a video about with Macaulay Culkin. Macaulay Culkin actually like came and did a YouTube video with this guy, and like they reviewed his like the really horrible Home Alone video games. It was amazing. It was this last Christmas. It was the best Christmas video like ever. It was really good.
Nice.
I highly recommend it. So like, Christmas in July, if you're feeling a little Christmas in July, or maybe in a month or so, like take a look.
Yeah, or a mid-Christmas in July. Yeah. Okay.
Or just have Christmas in July too.
That's right. Let's hit some other stuff. So Eternal Blue potentially not used against Baltimore. Honestly, I am sorry we are consistently talking about Baltimore, but it is just a shit show. And they went to Twitter, they went to all social media outlets to say the NSA tools were used against us. Now, granted, I threw up the Krebs on Security article here, and one analyst, and that's why I make sure to step back and say, granted, this was one analyst who's saying Eternal Blue was not used. SMBB1 was not used. And it could be the case. It could not be the case. But go ahead.
No, keep going. Keep going. I
know you love ballers, but people jumping to conclusions, saying this attacked me. I want to lay blame on X. And trying to kind of feign off what the actual issue is. The actual issue is, you did not have good defenses in place. You had shitty backups. Your backups got completely owned. Encrypted, everything else. I mean, just as kind of blame game, how long has Eternal Blue been known? Since 2017. We're talking 2 years. 2+ years now.
Yeah, we are definitely approaching 2 years.
And at this point, I don't even give a shit if it was Eternal Blue. It was 2 years ago. I mean, granted, in this case, it looks like it probably did not even utilize Eternal Blue. It looks like the attackers were fully within their systems and moving I am at a keyboard moving from system to system, not even programmatically doing it. But trying to roll off, lay blame the NSA. The NSA has tools. I have tools.
Basically, they're looking for a scapegoat, somebody they can sue on a federal level that can pay for their situation, because the problem is Baltimore broke.
Yeah,
Baltimore's broke. They can't even afford to rectify their situation, so they're playing the blame game.
And they have been hit 2, 3, 4 times in the past.
And that's why I reserve my judgment of somebody's got to fucking go.
Yeah.
When you're broke, you do what you can, you get desperate, Baltimore's pretty desperate,
Well, so if it was not Eternal Blue, what was it? So if it wasn't Eternal Blue, what was it? Because I've been hearing a lot of finger pointing.
Moving. Literally, I have a reverse shell. I'm on your systems, and now I'm moving from system to system. They did not even have the full complexity in place of Eternal Blue. Literal reverse shell. It's like they're being pen tested, but oh shit, all my systems are now have ransomware on them. And
doesn't Eternal Blue just? It's just the means of getting a shell.
No, Eternal Blue does not need anything. as long as you have SMPV1 enabled, you did not apply the patch. Like, I can write the script to go out and self-replicate to freaking everything in the environment. Like, it comes in one time and boom. And what it's looking like is
that their servers were targeted. Oops, I mean, did I say that out loud?
Yeah. That an attacker was able to come in, had the reverse shell, and then just from a single system started going through the environment. I mean, it's Red Team 101. That's what red teams do every freaking day, except this one was actually malicious. Did not use advanced, did not use Eternal Blue. I mean, because I've been in an environment where Eternal Blue was exploited. 2,500 systems completely owned in under 15 minutes. Eternal Blue moves.
Sure. So, what was the big differentiator that makes you think it was Eternal Blue? Because nothing you just said says, oh no, not Eternal Blue. So they moved laterally after they got initial access. How is that?
They probably ran response. They probably did all the standard like red team stuff. Listen for hashes on the network. Once they grab the hashes, because responder is going to listen in. It's now a trusted computing system. It advertises itself as a SQL server, as a file server. It's now listening for everything coming in. You grab all those hashes. Now you're doing password spray. And, as soon as you get domain admin, which in the vast majority of environments you're going to get, now you have domain admin. Now you do whatever you want to every freaking system in the environment. I mean,
all right. So it sounds like they just moved a lot slower. They just moved a lot slower than would it be indicative of Eternal Blue, is what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Eternal Blue.
Okay.
Like, you're talking programmatically, like infecting and moving through systems. If it was not something that could programmatically do it, and it was actually a attacker doing it at a keyboard, a reverse shell, whatever they use, but I'm expecting a reverse shell. They're still throwing in commands into the pipeline. It's not a fully programmatic execution. Because, Eternal Blue, like no PETA. I lived through a no PETA. No PETA spiderwebbed itself out. It self-replicated and continued, it started source A, and then B and C, and then B went to D and E, and on. It just spiderwebbed itself out into this massive plume and moved so freaking fast, it was unbelievable. But yeah, if a readily accessible exploit was not available, like Eternal Blue, then you're standardized red teaming it up. You're going from system to system, you're gaining credentials, you're moving, and you're probably doing the stuff manually. And manual takes an amount of time. But yeah.
All right.
But the big thing with this was with Baltimore, the city council or the mayor was initially like going and saying this was NSA. We want federal assistance due to this being a U.S. government-based, essentially a product that was used against us. And now it's looking like it probably wasn't anything that was U.S. government, and they were just freaking hacked. So. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Well, that's a reasonable enough argument.
Yeah. Next up, Grand Crab retirement. So I threw in here, Grand Crab has said that they are retiring. ZDNet article Let's see if the pictures come up. And let me see. So in this regard, they say, we, Grand Crab, stop the set of adverts. We ask the adverts to suspend the flows. Within 20 days from this date, we ask the adverts to monetize their bots by any means. Victims, if you buy now, then your data, no one will recover. Keys will be deleted. So Grand Crab and the creators behind it are saying that they are retiring, closing up shop. They're saying they made 2.5 million per week in revenue and approximately 150 million per year. They may have. It's hard to say. I mean, a lot of people who get hit with ransomware do pay, but there's also a boatload who don't. But the one thing with this, and I actually, for tonight's cast, could not find the article. There is an article out there. Grand Crab references a specific person who is not in InfoSec and has nothing to do with InfoSec, but within the code, they do reference whoever this person is, and I couldn't find it. But Robinhood ransomware also references the same person. So Grand Crab could be, I mean, Grand Crab as a ransomware, yeah, I think it's probably going to be demising and be gone here soon unless they post the source code and other people pick up on it and start utilizing it. But Robinhood could be, we'll see in the future. It's speculative at now, at this time. But Robinhood also references that one individual, and I can't remember who it is, but whoever this person is still lives, like they're alive today. It's not like, fictional character. But Robinhood within their source code still references that same individual. So we could see potentially the same group who's doing Grand Crab or was doing Grand Crab oversees Robinhood, or maybe somebody who was involved with Grand Crab at one point be part of Robinhood. I don't know. We'll just have to see as stuff happens in the future. We get more data. But Grand Crab is saying that they're shutting down, and them as a ransomware, I could definitely see that. We've seen other ransomware campaigns, malware families shut down once kind of they hit a certain threshold, and it could be due to they feel like government is getting too close to them, that there's too much out there. So we'll just see. And last up, I threw this up here just because it is so freaking stupid. Okay. Before I say anything, look at 5C. Does anybody have any comments about it?
No, I ain't got nothing to say about it.
Nope.
I have no idea what that would be. No, Xbox, shower gels, body sprays, and why? No clue.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I just don't know. I threw this on here because it was like the WTF moment for me of the week. But yeah, Microsoft has actually now worked with Axe, the guys who do the body sprays and all that crap, to make their own Xbox stuff. They've made shower gels, deodorants, and body sprays.
maybe this is how they'll finally convince gamers at conventions to shower.
No, it goes slightly below that. It's basically
I don't know.
no, it's basically. Let's face it. Video game companies have been doing this for a while. It's called cross promotion, where you bring up the limited time brand of whatever. Like
I'm
fucking Xbox
bantering and you're
Doritos.
doing economic analysis.
I'm not doing economic.
I'm bantering and you're doing economic analysis.
Wait, have you guys heard about some of these the horrible smells though from some of these Yu-Gi-Oh conventions and things and the Smash Bros conventions? Oh.
I mean, yes, we've been in InfoSec for a long time. We understand the smells that can occur, but like actually trying to capitalize, like Microsoft and they're not even saying like Microsoft, it's Xbox, sense. Like we understand the smells that can occur. There's actually campaigns like,
wash your ass or we'll wash it for you.
Yeah.
Like, no, well, there have been ones where they turn out of the convention center.
Shower, put on deodorant like one time a day, like at certain cons, like do this, or we're not going to be real fans of you being at our con. Like, this exists, but to actually brand a Xbox shower gels and deodorants and
then they got to collect them all. It's like because those some of the video game players, they're kind of the completionist types, so they're gonna have to like collect all the different gels and hopefully they won't.
Yes, they're gonna go ahead and collect all the deodorant.
And then
you realize it sounds like a fucking shit post, right?
Yeah, I know, it's great.
I'm totally paying $2.50 for this deodorant for the only reason in 50 years. It's going to be worth $40.
Someone's going to do it. You guys know that there's some person on the internet that's going to. I'm just saying, someone will. I've learned never to be surprised about things like these.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I'm like, I understand why they do it. Because there is a segment of people who are definitely into Xbox, and they could definitely be drawn to, washing themselves. But come on, really? Like,
I think it's hilarious.
Like Microsoft working with Axe. Wow.
It's a match made in heaven, guys. I'm trying to tell you.
I feel
you don't feel that some low tier tryhard isn't gonna stock up on this shit because while they're taking a shower they'll feel like that they are part of their favorite character.
Yeah, exactly. Like one of those characters might even be their waifu or something. I mean,
like honestly, I feel like they are like directly going after like the basement dwellers. That's what I feel like the target audience is in this. Like the people who still live with their parents, who live in the basement, who play Xbox all day. Like
no. It's honestly they're going after kids.
I don't know. I mean, it's probably a little column A, little column B.
Age.
Yeah, they're going after kids, and they're going after the adults who like to shitpost, like the adults that have anime pillows and cover their rooms and waifus.
Yeah, but
I mean, and anime posters. They're going after those people.
Funny. Those are the exceptions. Those are not the norm. At least I don't think they are.
No.
You can't make money off the exception. So I have to believe they had a subset group that they think they can make money off of. Like that's what I'm trying to wrap my head around.
You know what? The thing about some of these advertisements is they literally
group that they think they can make money off of.
The thing is, just the fact that we're talking about it means that it worked, right? Because
no,
it's just like yes,
because I have not bought the product. Just because we are talking about it does not mean that they have made any money off of it. I mean, not all advertisement results in sales and results in revenue.
Sure, but I think one of the things that advertisers have pivoted to instead of because they've kind of like they've run the gamut of like all the ridiculous ads you can do. So now they're trying to do controversial ads. You know,
no,
you guys...
I don't think there's much controversy to it. It's just simply that they want to offer a product and nothing more, and it's just a cross promotional thing, and then just leave it at that. I mean, now if
from a
they
business perspective, sure. From a gamer perspective, it's the equivalent of saying, "Ha, you're smelly."
What? Yeah,
come on,
no,
it's both.
Maybe
no, not really.
That's a yes and no, maybe. Like Jack, do you think this could be considered like a swag item, but you have to pay for it? You know, we get
pretty much.
Pretty
much. I mean, that's all I'm looking at it as.
Yeah.
And I play plenty of games, and I chat with plenty of gamers.
I mean, we know you stink. Like you don't shower for at least 3 days.
Suck my motherfucking dick. I took a shower 2 hours ago, bitch. You want to come over and smell my balls? It'll smell like baby powder.
See the slander that we have to deal with? It's the gamers, they have to rise up.
I mean, but too, like that's the negative connotation that I got to think about, you know. I feel like they are targeting, obviously, because they're doing an Xbox themed, Xbox name, like towards the gamers, and that their thought is
and
like,
yes, Bob is correct about that.
Yeah,
esports culture, but people buy 3-cent braided mouse pads for like $50.
Yeah,
especially if it's got their favorite gamers autograph on there.
Oh yeah.
Well, that is true. You know, but if I'm just like, really? Because that's my thought frame is that they are potentially hitting such a minority, you know, who's going to buy it to start off with. But like, are they going to screw themselves like on the marketing side? Like,
no. No, I mean there might be the few girl gamers that'll be like, well, where's our products at?
Maybe.
So you don't advertise on the Mary Sue and you'll be okay.
Oh come on, I'm pretty sure you can make a girl gamer themed deodorant that's just you put a different character on there.
I think they should like shape the loofahs that they put with some of the acts. Like they should like shape them like some game character, like a Sonic loofah.
And Bob, you are 100%.
Please stop talking now.
The esports crowd is definitely not my demographic. 100% correct.
I'll be honest. If they had a Sonic-shaped loofah and they just gave it with the Sonic movie, I would go to the movie just to get that loofah.
Yeah, I think that'd be hilarious.
Because the whole experience is going to be a living shitpost. The whole experience is just going to be walking into a gigantic a shitpost. It's like let's go full throttle.
Yes.
Oh God.
Are you gonna like down your Monster Energy Zero while you do it?
No, I'm gonna down my gamer fuel while I do it.
Oh, you want like the G Fuel?
Yes. Let's do the G Fuel while watching Sonic the Hedgehog the movie about the intergalactic hedgehog.
Be careful about that, and don't consume too much of it. Otherwise, you get shakes.
Hey,
yeah, it's actually because you're overdosing on the vitamins. It's actually not even because of the it's not because of the caffeine, which is hilarious.
Yeah, Liz.
It's because of what?
Dirty things will be done with that Sonic-shaped loofah. You know it. You're already picturing it.
There's gonna be fan art.
That exists is the dirtiest thing of all.
Dude, there's gonna be fan art about that loofah on DeviantArt. Are you kidding me?
Please,
DeviantArt. But could you see the loofah? I mean, it's Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, once he like rolls down and starts spinning really fast, like
it's gonna be spiky.
Like, could you even see the loofah? I don't.
And then it's gonna come with a complimentary stick
I really hope they capitalize on the swag.
I mean, it's going to come to the point where the loofah hits you and your eyes just explode out of your head.
Yeah, it's a fast loofah. That means gamers that don't like showering, don't worry, guys. You can go fast, Because you don't have to wait. You don't have to be away from your console as long because you can take a nice fast shower with the Sonic loofah. You gotta go fast.
It's a Sonic loofah. I love that.
You gotta go fast. You gotta.
And the fucked up thing about it is most of us are in fucking IT, and people in IT also have that fucking reputation.
Oh yeah. No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how well that reputation spread. Because it's not just Sonic fans, because they've had that reputation since their inception, but it's also actually kind of reminds me of the whole neckbeard phenomena. And that's neckbeard is not really a Sonic. Neckbeard is kind of like nerds of various stripes. You had a Linux distro called. Sorry, let me collect my thoughts for a second.
What's up with?
It's amazing how the term neckbeard has morphed over the years. Of all the internet memes, of all the memes in general.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, neckbeard was always associated with like Adrian Crenshaw, which I don't know who that is, but yeah, definitely in recent years it seems to have morphed past that Adrian Crenshaw.
It's transcended. Yeah. Now it's all about showing.
It's now gone into atheists, and then now alt-right. It's alt-right and atheists, then alt-right.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm. No, it's about people that want to show you their katana collection. Would you like to see my katana collection and my waifus?
Any subculture that is so unreasonably obsessive to an absolutely pointless end is just called a neckbeard. And
no, it's just called
atheists. The whole YouTube culture of atheists, which is just hundreds upon hundreds of hours, sometimes from the same person, endlessly talking about how God doesn't exist, how it's a magic sky fairy, how they're so superior and smart, and it's just they do nothing other than bitch about God.
Sargon. It's
okay. Yeah, okay. I don't know what kind of circles you're running in, but mine that's not.
No.
It's brought up for like 2 minutes, and then everybody's on the next.
Well, I mean, granted, is this like regular like Twitter channels where this is appearing, or is this like more low level stuff?
No, Liz is just trying to tell us that he hangs out on 4chan all day.
I know, because I know where Liz is, and has associations, so that's why I'm asking. Because, I've honestly never heard of neckbeard. I mean, for me, it's always been used in a joking way. It's usually people who have neckbeards. This is honestly.
And neckbeard is just also a slang for people who tend to be unshaven, dirty. Usually fat, but not always.
Hairy gentlemen, and I know a couple guys like that, but where is it being taken to the point that it's like some alt-right type of thing?
It's just on people you don't like. It's used to say that people you don't. It's like kind of now morphed into an insult that you can throw at people you don't like to say that they're basically just live in their mom's basement.
Man,
it's a generic insult.
And the amount of the alt-right does like
when people say
basements. So.
People say fucking neckbeards, go fuck off neckbeards. They're talking about obsessive person. Whatever you're obsessed with, go fuck off. It's generally an analogy for obsessive person.
Honestly, dude, you teach me something new every week. Like
that's how it's used.
That you creep, since you're a lizard, I will say creep. There are cultures.
He crawls. No, just say he crawls the internet like a web crawler.
Yeah,
He's a web crawler.
Okay, definitely crawl. That I never see. I have never known of that. So people associate.
And fedoras are often associated with neckbeards, but not always.
Oh,
They also like to say milady.
Really? A freaking hat?
Yes,
Yes.
milady. Let me show you my katana collection, milady.
Oh god.
The fedora wearing neckbeard. The fedora, it's just they have no sense of fashion, and yet they think it's cool.
Freaking strangled.
That is the kind
But
of.
you see, that's not the real fedora. See my fedora. This is the real fedora. Yeah.
Yes, I know the actual pictures of Trilby, but there's a meme specifically a specific picture that's often shown around of a fedora wearing neckbeard. The actual hat in the picture is a Trilby, and the joke just gets more and more meta from there. It just gets very stupid. It's already stupid, but you know what I mean.
You got to get into the end levels of like internet lore.
Yeah, I mean, but internet lore ends up becoming norm.
Not always.
Most of the time, like the OK symbol, like different things like that, like things that start out.
That's a pretty racist symbol there. Whoa.
No,
whoa.
Here, I didn't.
Whoa.
Here.
Whoa. Watch where you're pointing those things.
AOC had it up here, so that should be okay. Just want to make sure. But we do see things go from, a fad to kind of a norm. But I did want to circle back though, like with the neck. I mean, because that's not something I'm familiar with. The neckbeard,
it's been a very long lasting meme for decades.
No. Okay, so it's a meme to start off with, but generalized acceptance. Where do you think generalized acceptance?
The jokes about neckbeards have become pretty accepted, but I don't know if neckbeards have been completely integrated.
If you're talking about general acceptance,
yes.
From my perspective, it is an anomaly when any kind of internet culture becomes mainstream. There is so much culture that just it starts and it fizzles away, almost never to be seen again. That is the norm to me.
Sometimes,
unless it ends up on meme review,
fizzle away, But there's other things like the OK symbol, like has not fizzled away. Like started off, it was a military thing. Honestly,
that became a norm because of institutions that wanted to change it. I still do not know why the SPLC and PALs have been so aggressive in wanting to enforce the redefinition.
Yeah.
But if it was not for them, there would not be any widespread change in perception of the use of it. I mean, Vox News and Vice only have so much reach on their own. It's different when you have an institution calling up a school and saying, "Hey, your student flashed a Nazi symbol. We're going to publish an article unless you reprint your entire yearbook without that picture in it." Crap like that. It's entirely because of mainstream institutions doing this.
Yeah.
Some of that I would like to believe is an adjustment period while they try to find out, like everyone else has learned, that not every single meme, not every single insult, not every single troll is something to be taken seriously and needs to be blown up. And that's
the thing. Classifying mainstream institutions. I think that is an important part.
Fair.
Would you consider Vice a mainstream institution?
It's a mainstream thing for millennials, I'd say. Especially
I think there's definitely a subset that consider it. But if we look at the majority at large, is it a mainstream institution?
I don't think it's owned by Disney, so that's pretty mainstream.
Oh, wait, really?
So
pretty sure.
Wait. No, SPLC is not owned by Disney.
No, Vice.
Oh, so I no, it's I think
sure
they had a part of it. No, it's owned by. I don't know. It is owned by multiple people. I don't think Disney actually has a majority share in Vice.
Oh,
Maybe I'm wrong. Might want to take a look at that. Yeah, no, I know Disney absolutely invested in a bunch of news outlets, but none to a majority stake, to my recollection. I mean, again, I could be wrong on that.
Like Vice came from like nothing to something in a very time frame.
Oh yeah, okay, so Vice's origins.
Yeah,
wow, Vice's origins.
Yeah, that usually says like venture capital, blah blah blah. You know,
like that Jackass magazine that just wanted to fuck with people insult. It was the epitome of what people would call bros, like the insulting kind, like the kegger run people.
Yeah, like I really like Babylon Bee. I mean, it's more like Christian-oriented type of stuff a lot of the time, but they also put a lot of satire out there. You know, but that's kind of where I feel like Vice, not from the, you know, kind of Christian side, but from like an alternative side where it's just like a boatload of kind of bullshit, which is amusing, but then they try to like work in little like factual types of things in there too.
So, you know, your back to your earlier point about like what would consider a mainstream institution. I think it's a really good question. I mean, I know I could describe it as a well-funded NGO that has political connections, political and media connections during a time where the institution's theme is topical and people listen to them. But, you know, that doesn't roll off the tongue, and that's not really, like it's not really succinct. I don't really have a generalizable definition for what I would consider a mainstream institution in this specific case.
Yeah, like
other than the media, other than mainstream media outlets.
Yeah, like Bob threw up here. I think Bob was referring to Vice, and as you know, Bob, if I am wrong, sorry, but I think you're referring to Vice here. Shane Smith, whoever the freak Shane Smith.
That's one of the co-founders of Vice, along with Gavin McInnes, maybe some other people. I'm not sure.
Okay, good. Then it is definitely Vice. So Shane Smith owns 20% of Walt Disney Company owns 16%. Annie works 20%, and TPG Capital owns 44%. So as long as Bob is not lying to us, Bob, do not lie to us.
No, that's actually I have the Wikipedia page open. And that's exactly
no. I want to believe that Bob is lying to us.
Oh yeah, Bob, stop lying to us. God.
So I vaguely recall hearing Disney say their share is in one of the niche stream journalistic outlets was worthless, but I forget if that was BuzzFeed or Vice or
BuzzFeed is pretty
BuzzFeed or Vice,
but for other reasons.
Holy crap! I forgot about BuzzFeed. Yeah, they
that's pretty mainstream, I would say.
Yeah,
but that still doesn't make them more than worthless. They're still worthless.
So I wouldn't really consider BuzzFeed to be the most mainstream here. They really aren't a bit of a middle ground for me. Most people in the world, when they think of BuzzFeed, if they even think of it at all, they do it in terms of the listicles, not for any serious reporting.
Top 10 reasons you should pet your dog.
Yeah, like kind of National Enquirer.
Yes, and yet BuzzFeed, for all of its faults, does do investigative journalism at times. And while I have bottomless hatred for their cultural reporting and the damage they've done to innocent people, I will say some of their investigative reporting has been pretty good.
Yeah, and so yes, I mean, honestly, it's like National Enquirer. Like 95% of National Enquirer is complete bullshit, you know. But there is actually that like 5% that actually is good, and it's like that one or two journalists who work there who actually care about their job and actually, you know, want to move on to something bigger and better. And that's kind of how I feel about it. Like it comes down to who is publishing the article versus the the journal or the magazine at large.
So, big difference there is the entirety of the staff of National Enquirer. They know they're a tabloid.
Yeah.
They're for the most part, they're not going to go out of their way to do something big and serious, or maybe exceptions, but they know what they are. BuzzFeed journalists, on the other hand, you will find them on Twitter, like seriously arguing the amazing work they do, how serious it is, and how they hate having to publish the listicles to fund their actual journalism. That's what they say.
And now they have to learn to code. You know,
but that comes down to the journalists, though, too. You know, I don't think they're necessarily doing that as a company. I think it's like the journalists.
Well,
you know, if they actually put forward good work, like they're actually trying to defend that.
No, it is actually is the company's like business model. They get money from listicles and the like, because everyone knows them because it breaks into money, and the money they get from listicles funds their other reporting.
Yeah, I've never
taken money,
but I'm actually a listicle. That's what I identify as. I am a 100% listicle.
Yes. Gosh.
I don't know. I think BuzzFeed is very stunning and
give me one more for that. Come on.
For all this, for all the noise that BuzzFeed's made, I've not really heard too much from them in recent months. Maybe it's
they did a giant layoff. I think they've been trying to keep lay low while to recover from the laying off so many people.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. That's very plausible.
They laid off a bunch of people.
The timing does coincide.
People were kind of trolling the shit out of the journalists that were all high and mighty on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I'm aware to learn the code.
You guys better learn. Yeah, I'm gonna get kicked off of Twitter, you guys. I'm gonna have to put an LGBT flag on my Twitter after my name now to signal against all this shit, this spicy shit I've been saying.
Hey, wait,
I'm a very tolerant and progressive person, you guys. Okay, you don't understand.
Some of the marketing for Pride
I'm a nice human.
Yeah, okay? your notes on that mic has shown it. Bob, I just want to check. Are you Canadian? I mean, I love maple syrup. So if you are, and you can get me some awesome Canadian maple syrup, you are number one in my book.
Bob, could you give me some Canadian iced wine?
Also, come on you should come on the chat and say and whatever else you guys say.
Oh, Bob, you are Canadian. Awesome. Like I just I was talking with some people today who are Canadian also, but like, dude, freaking awesome. From never crossed the.
We need to have two Bobs so we can show off our Bob.
I cannot even pronounce the Q word you put in there. So, but if it's a maple syrup mafia, I'm fairly certain there is a dollar amount that you can get to, or I can get to, that they will negotiate. I mean, money talks. Maple syrup.
We need to raid the maple syrup reserves.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that is a lot easier to pronounce. Quebec. Yes, I can totally pronounce that. Yes, thank you. But yeah, totally syrup.
Quebecois.
And try, while you're up there, do not hit any moose. Like, we are totally against the hitting of moose. They take everything in most compact to vehicles slightly larger than compact, and they'll take off your head. So yeah, just watch out for the moose. Like, public safety. Quebecois. Oh, I like that. Quebecois. I took French for like 3 years. Stinking teacher flunked me out. So that X'd me out of honors, all that fun stuff. So my senior year, I only took like 2 classes my senior year, since I was no longer honors candidate. So yeah. Oh yeah, I know the moose. Yeah, they're bastards. They definitely report you to the police. Yeah, definitely don't hit them. Bastard moose. Like Bob. Hey Bob, I'd ask Adrian how Canada is, but I hear he's still banned. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah. I
am afraid to go back.
Yeah, he's hairy. Yeah, they do not let him in Canada. But Bob, you're fun. You hitting any conferences this year? Like in the States, like come down stateside. It's warmer down here. You don't have to like wear a parka 1,000 days a year. Bob, show Bob's. Tux, shut up. Get your chin off the mic.
All you could see is a circuit board. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, really? You got out of InfoSec. What are you doing now, Bob? I know there's a delay. Border Patrol scares me. What? Hey, I mean, it's Canadian border. Come on. It's not like you're on the Mexican border. Come on. Really? I'm brown and bearded. Makes things worse. Oh, so like you're like Adrian.
Huh?
Okay. Yeah, so you've gone over to the risk and compliance side. Okay, that's cool. I mean, we're not gonna hate on that. Snow Mexicans used to work for Tenable. Loving it, Bob. Thank you.
Very nice.
If you do hit any of the conferences up, though, upcoming that we're at, like, feel free, stop by. Like, you're cool. Come see us. Yeah, and that's the thing. If you are in a decision-making position, like, try to get your people to conferences. Even if you feel like they're a deadbeat and don't go to the actual talks, even if they only do LobbyCon, that is still a value. Because just talking to people, I've gained more insight. Okay, so, I've gained more insight by just talking to people one-on-one. Out, like Jack Daniels, awesome guy. Love talking to him. I've gained more information from him, from talking to him one-on-one in person than I have. And I mean, he gives good talks. But
don't forget the stories. Lots of stories.
Yeah, his stories are freaking amazing. But I've gained more information from him, talking one-on-one, before he goes into, give his big talk to everybody. There's been times where I wasn't able to listen to his talk, and I just sat down, and most of us in InfoSec, even like the speakers who are given like keynotes and whatever, are very approachable. I'm sorry, I talk with my hands sometimes. I'm gonna tie them together. I swear I'm Italian at times. But most people in InfoSec are very approachable. I work for a guy, Dave Kennedy. He's very approachable to talk to. I, have spoke with a boatload of other people who often keynote different conferences, and they're very approachable. Like, they will oftentimes be outside of the main hall or wherever they're going to be speaking, and they will talk to you. They'll get there 3-4 hours ahead of time normally. They may, if they're with a vendor, like Jack was with, who's Jack with? Sophos or?
No, I thought he was with Tenable.
Yeah, Tenable. Yeah.
One time, I'm not sure if he still is or not, but I know he was Tenable.
Yeah, Tenable. But, he'll be around the Tenable booth. You could talk with him there. He'll be in other areas. Other keynoters who are with companies will be at their booth and will be around. And the vast majority of the time, they're very approachable. You can talk to them and gain more information from them, like in a one-to-one, and they'll talk to you. But like, that's the really, really cool thing about our industry. Like, we are open to share. If I have information, like, I'm open to share it. If Adrian has information, or Charles, or Liz, like, we're open to share that information. But in the same sense, we don't necessarily know, like, if we're given a talk, we'll give a generalized talk. But if you were to talk to us or whoever else one-to-one, if we have that information, we will share it. So don't be afraid to talk to speakers, because I feel like a lot of people are like intimidated by speakers. You shouldn't really be intimidated by speakers in any way. I mean, it's you and me. It's Adrian. It's Tux. It's whoever. Like, we all are not 100% efficient in every single domain. We may be really proficient in like a couple domains of security, but none of us are 100% efficient in every domain. Like, we all have flaws. So definitely don't feel like that somebody's above you. We all started out somewhere. You're starting out somewhere. Like, there's a couple of people on this cast that definitely know a buttload more than I do about a lot of stuff. Just a couple, though. Gotta throw that out there. Smack a couple people. Oh, crap. A couple people dropped off. But definitely don't feel intimidated. If there's somebody you want to talk to about something, talk to them about it. If they know something, they will most likely tell you. If they don't know the answer, vast majority of the time they'll say, I don't know. So, yeah. Be open. Just kind of try to move forward. You guide where you go within InfoSec. You make as much of it as you can. Okay, soapbox off. Okay, Adrian, if we don't have anything else, we have completed the show notes.
All right. I think we'll call it for the evening as far as the public cast, and we'll go private here in a bit. Yeah. Everybody, thanks for joining us, and see you next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Later.